over to that desk there, see what we got going on. But yeah, as for IBIT, we caught that breakout, so nice work there, RIVN Millionaire. Google's starting to go as well, too.
Yeah, nice little push. Nice, great trade on IBIT.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I mean, I didn't put on very much size there, Obi, considering last week I wanted to focus on execution correctly opposed to building up size. There was some opportunities to get involved with some more, but that's okay. We'll take it for what it is. Been an okay day. We can always make a little bit more money. But yes, we're going to go to the washroom. Are you going to stick around here?
Yeah, I'll stick around. I'll give you some time.
Is he ready to
we can both
roll? Whatever you want to do.
Give him some time. Yeah,
Whatever you guys
do. Chill for a bit. I'll chill with Neil. Yeah, great show, man.
Yeah,
solid
great stuff. I know
you'll be seeing him soon enough.
I'm just gonna move 2 feet.
Yeah. I might go back to my desk at the back for the close, but I don't know. I'm just chill. I got all my stuff open here, so I'll be here. I'm chilling. Tesla's been great, man. Tesla, look at that reversion coming in now. Coming into the low of day here, so range is being tested. The range lows right here, so a bit of a false break that happened earlier on with a low of 413.36. Is guess what? We're making a beeline, and we just clipped that 413.36. I think the low was 34. 32 was the low, so about 4 pennies in and around, and we are kind of looking like we're testing the lower end of the range here on Tesla, and the market is at its relatively closer to its highs. And there's that flush. There's the stops. There's the stops getting taken out. Oh boy, here we go. 410s maybe potentially coming in here. 400s, I don't know if that's out of the question, but the bids are getting slapped through the low a day break there on Tesla as we look at this seller dominance coming in. Off the open, they showed themselves a little iffy in and around here, but once they came in and around VWAP and that 423s, oh boy, they kind of signaled some things, but I kind of fumbled the bag there as well. I did have the 423 sells, but don't really hold. I cover in 420s and some change, 421s and some change, but guess what? We're almost $10 lower. We are $10 lower, 412 halves on the bid now. Oh boy, Tesla's falling apart, Neil.
Losing the bid. Thank you, everybody. I mean, big shout out to Obi for filling in. And Joe's going to join me as Sean has an appointment this afternoon. But as Obi mentioned, you have two things happening simultaneously. Tesla losing the bid and breaking down, still up 4%. But the other side of that coin was Bitcoin at 15. Well, it was at 15.2, 115.2, still holding the top end of that breakout trade. But with Tesla moving back, I do wonder if this market might have shown some signs of a top, just as I wanted to participate in that SoFi move, which I'll get to in a second. But the Nasdaq holding up near the highs, but not really breaking out at all. And it really did feel like you were going to have, IBIT just started going. The market just got to the highs at that moment that Tesla rolled over. I'm looking up. NVIDIA's holding up relatively well, but yeah, SoFi, I just jumped into the pullback on SoFi because I was shorted on a trend break, kind of a tight stop. I'm like, let's join the trend here because overall, if crypto's going, sometimes these names will go with it. And I want to be long in at 28 on SoFi, just to give you an idea. Let me show you the chart of SoFi because this actually matters to me. Well, I mean, it might matter to other people too. SoFi, you pull up that monthly chart, you can see this is that high from back in 2021 up at 28. So I want to be playing long into this level when it eventually makes an all-time high sometime this week. I want to be long into it instead of taking some kind of a breakout. So buying the dip today on the off chance that we have the opportunity to get there. But I think the story right now might be, well, can Tesla regain some of the bid? It gapped up. It's really been trending down most of the day here, unable to get past this 423 level. I saw someone in the chat kind of joking around saying Elon Musk is taking profit. No, I mean, he's not buying it on Friday to sell it on Monday. No, of course he's not. No, I'm just being facetious. I give the old people's eyebrow. No, it's just, look, man, he's not selling. But that doesn't really mean that other people aren't taking profit either. I think you're certainly seeing some profit taking for sure. It makes a heck of a lot of sense to me. When you have, it wasn't just today. like in 3 strong sessions in a row for Tesla breaking out. Right, so anybody that was maybe taking like this kind of a breakout, or you were in the consolidation, or you were holding it on some of these dip buys, that's a pretty good return off the 320s to 330s to be able to grab like $100 there. So I think really at the end of the day, you could see some profit takers, and that seems like what's happening on Tesla. Good news for Nvidia, certainly something we'll be talking about this afternoon, as it is back to green. Okay. This is kind of the breakout. Someone asked me what I was looking at in the chat, and I was like, oh, Snapchat, SoFi, CoreWeave, and hopefully NVIDIA this afternoon. They're going to cooperate with China, and ultimately, the buying came in after that headline. It was an antitrust investigation, or is an antitrust investigation, and it's shrugging it off to get bought up. It's a pretty good trend break. It's the market trying to break out highs, and I think NVIDIA is going to try and take it with it. So Tesla weak, NVIDIA strong, market strong, looks pretty good here. I don't know if we can go back and forth with OB if I should until Joe comes ready.
Oh my, I'm down to chill until Joe sets up, yeah.
I had heard you mention, and I'm not sure if you were trading this, but I had heard you mention Amazon.
Yeah, I was trading it. I got short on the reversion.
Okay.
Yeah, 233s I was shorting, but I never held it. Or 223s or whatever it was.
Because that's a name looking at the market right now.
Yeah.
Trying to break out highs. This is actually putting on a reversion off of the low.
Yes.
Like it's breaking back through VWAP. So this one's going to be on radar. Like if SoFi can't seem to hold this dip, I'm looking for other places to get long if we actually break out the top. I know NVIDIA looks good, but I like the catch-up potential trade here for Amazon. Strong in its own right, 2% or 1.7% into 0.7 on the Nasdaq, and just now breaking VWAP. So I might throw this one up on a side chart as well. Unfortunately, Tesla just can't seem to hold that bid, Obi.
No, man. Tesla's just coming in pretty aggressively here. No bid. I see the reversion on Amazon happening, and I was like 231 wick. That was quite nice. And I'm like, if I'm seeing that and I'm in the short, pretty decent reason to buy. And that's coming in to fruition as of right now. And even this VWAP area, Neil, around that 232 on Amazon, that was quite nice. I was like, that's a trade in itself. And best believe there's definitely players taking some of the shots here at VWAP for a potential second leg, and we did get a bit of a leg down, but pulling back into those prices and reverting them, oh boy, I'm looking for that bid to really start to get a little bit aggressive to show me that, okay, well, yeah, there were players maybe potentially in and around here, and they're getting aggressively taken out as the market hits fresh highs, but distinctly different is Tesla right now. 411 and change right now, set 411.50s trading on Tesla. What is the day low? 411.33. So that thing, no bid whatsoever. And I feel like it's a little bit of a chase, Neil, kind of punching the bid down here, even though I'm like, this is going to keep going. This is going to keep going unless and until it tells me otherwise. Yeah, the 410 push, the 405, the 400. Oh boy, but that 420 was a great place to sell VWAP as well. So sure, I kind of messed up not getting back in. I keep talking about, oh yeah, I had the entry, but I covered too early. That's great. But guess what? I got to get back in. I got to take the continuation, and I got to take the structure breakdown as well. And through the low of day break, the acceleration on expanding volume, that's coming in real hot here on Tesla, Neil. So don't know when or where it'll stop.
Don't even worry about
it. Don't know when or where it'll stop, but that 410, oh boy. That's coming in right now, Neil. And I don't know if we're going to see 400 by the end of the day. This is looking pretty wild.
400 by the end of the day would be wild, but I do believe we need to go over to Adara quickly for some news, it seems.
Right.
Nope.
Oh, what's happening?
Okay, we'll have Adara in a quick little second. We'll get to it. I know there's some Citigroup news, but we'll get to that in a quick little second as you can see it. But 410 on Tesla, I'm eyeballing whether I want to take a shot at this breakout. Well, sorry, breakdown. What am I saying breakout? I think I'm going to take a shot at it. Usually you want to give it like $1 or the $0.50. I'm just going to get my order in, as this could be breaking down to that 410 level. I'm going to take a quick little shot for a scalp trade off Tesla if it breaks that low. Let's go now to Adara. I believe we have her.
Here in Citigroup dropping sharply, reporting August credit card charge-offs at 2.38%, delinquency rate at 1.36%. Market not seeming to like these numbers. Again, Citigroup dropping after reporting its August credit card charge-offs and delinquency rate. Back to you.
Yeah, thank you, Adara. So while Tesla's going down, I just want to point this out. If you happen to use it, like, the way I look at indicators is I only care about them on, especially on the short-term time frame, if it happens to be respecting it. So what was going on in the morning, NVIDIA wasn't respecting a 50 period, which is the teal line, but then it broke away here and has been riding the 50 period on, this is a 3-minute chart. Not that it really matters, but the 50 SMA is about to break on NVIDIA as well. So if Tesla breaks 410, fair enough, but you have NVIDIA trying to break down under this 50 period SMA. I just feel like this market has quadruple topped. It's not really a quadruple top. It's topped out on the Nasdaq, and if we start to lose that trend, maybe Tesla was like the canary in the coal mine, and then the rest of this can start to follow through. So NVIDIA certainly looking relatively weak here. Just wanted to throw that one up while I eyeball Tesla. Like if you see NVIDIA come in, that means it broke that 50 period, and I'm jumping on over to it. But until then, eyeballs on this Tesla for the 410 level. We'll keep an eye on whatever you guys are wanting to watch here. I haven't restarted the stock viewer since this morning, and I feel like we're just looking at some of all the same names here. Like we're staring down Tesla. Open Door didn't do much. SoFi, I'm in SoFi. That's trying to make a run back at the highs right now. Wolf and Robinhood. Robinhood's certainly going to be in play. We'll talk about that one for sure. The one that I have not looked at is Wolf. So I understand there's a few people in the chat. They're like, hey, what's going on with Wolf? That's actually something I have not traded. Wolfspeed. Load. Wolfspeed, the speed on this chart is unimpressive. Wolfspeed's at 23% up, 100 million. Look at the dwindling volume. I dislike dwindling volume on a small cap, but I do like the fact that it's over VWAP. So this could, like, it justifies being on the list to watch this afternoon, but I want to see volume start to increase again. It's one thing, look, it's lunchtime. At lunchtime, volume decreases. Fair enough, that's like everything. But for a small capper, especially if you're going to play this one off of VWAP, I want to see the volume start to come back into it. And I'm not really seeing that just yet. So SoFi, looking for the play back into this high of the day. That's 27.8. Hopefully we can get back to the top. With the Nasdaq pulling in, rather be long, relatively strong names if you can. And that includes SoFi and that 52-week high, everybody. Deval in the chat. What happened to Octo? Oh, it's Octo changed their symbol last week. I'd have to look. I really do have to look it up because I don't remember. Off the top of my head, I don't remember what they changed the ticker to. But last week they changed their name to a new ticker. So you probably just look it up. I'm sure you can find it. Oh, there it is. Thank you, Maxwell. This is why this is the best community out there. Appreciate it. I didn't remember off the top of my head, but ORBS. So OCTO is now ORBS. And someone thinks it's a Ponzi scheme. Or it's just the greater fool theory. I mean, a lot of these small cappers are going to be the greater fool theory, everybody. Just understand momentum is momentum, and I should probably get something out before the high of the day on SoFi. So long SoFi, I am in a Snapchat trade. I should get to that. This is a pretty simple, you can figure out what happened in Snapchat. Snapchat was up on some of this TikTok stuff, and when it lost the volume weighted average price, it respected VWAP, respected VWAP, respected VWAP, respected VWAP. When it lost the volume weighted average price, I just took the first breakdown available, and I'm still short the name. So in that short, breaking out the highs in SoFi, and we're going to Adara.
Keep an eye here on Unusual Machines. UMAC, company announcing on its X account that they've achieved a major milestone, which is their first motor produced at their U.S. facility. Again, UMAC announcing a major milestone on X, a little bit of a pop in the stock, and back to you. UMAC, thank you very much there, Adara. So we just want to make sure everybody understands the drill here. Because when I throw this up, I'm actually going to restart it now because I see a few new symbols in there. I like to get a fresh look at it. I don't think Tesla's going to be I don't think it'll be any different. Why is this not restarting? Maybe I'll just hit this first and then I'll hit the fresh start. Uh-oh, Fabian, it's not fresh starting. No, I didn't break it. Apparently I broke it. Okay, well, hopefully it's still counting, but I can't hit the restart there, Fabian. That kind of stinks. It's going to be, it'll work now? Yeah, it's not really working. It's fine. It's not a big deal. I just want to be able to sort of track not what's from the morning, because, yeah, maybe it's just mine.
Maybe it's just my computer is having a case of the Mondays. Sometimes it's like that, Joe. Yeah, you know, like I don't have a case of the Mondays. I'm feeling pretty darn good, but the computer just doesn't seem to care. One thing I have found, though, and this is definitely true, in the afternoon, because I look at a lot of different symbols, probably more than the average person, so I tend to have like a slower PC, especially if I don't remember, if I forget to like turn down the quality on the stream. I'll have the stream up all day, and it just chews up memory.
What happened?
How long have you been standing here?
How long has he been standing there?
Well, how long was Randy?
We're ready to go.
How long was Randy standing behind me, just not saying anything?
30s.
Was he really only there that long?
I didn't even notice, brother. I was locked in over here. Neil, we had to get the setup there, but now here we go. What do you got there? Where were you gonna hit?
No, I have you in my ear, in my Unity, which is just weird, so I just turned that off.
So you hit it via your Stream Deck? Yeah,
on my Stream Deck I can turn off the Unity in my ear because I don't want to hear you two times.
That was a little reckless. Where's our thing here? There we go, bang.
Really? I think it's just my computer. My computer hates me, Fabian. Oh, Tesla just broke 110. 410. 110. So there's the break of 410 on Tesla. I'll show you in a second there, Fabian. So it broke 410.
Not what we wanted.
Got down to 409.22. I got slipped to 75 on that break. Yeah, that's a kind of a nuts break. The prior high here is like 110.40. So I'll probably give it to at least $0.50. So I'll throw that in there. I do believe we are going to Adair. I did hear it a couple of times, but there it is. Let's go over to Adair. I think we have some more news as Tesla continues to fall.
Notable spike in both price and volume for UUUU. Just one of many uranium names. Keep an eye on these uranium tickers because we're getting reports that the U.S. is looking to boost its national strategic uranium stockpile. Again, uranium on watch. U.S. reportedly looking to boost its national strategic stockpile of uranium. Back to you.
Good stuff there, guys. All right, your boy's finally locked in, loaded here. Assassino, you can see my chart, no? Everything is good?
Okay.
Perfect. Yeah, there we go. All right, guys. Yeah, so Neil, this is what we've been sitting in for the majority of the day. As you can see, we got involved in Bitcoin around 11:20 this morning. And yeah, it took a while for the breakout to come in. But again, I was just trying to learn from my mistakes on Friday of just getting too aggressive and not giving yourself the ability to be patient enough to wait for that breakout because you're sweating due to the size that you've put on. Your stomach's going and everything. So I'm like, you know what? Never mind the size. Let's just execute the trade accordingly and properly. And I'm glad that we had the ability to display that this morning. Could we obviously built in a little bit more? Yes, but the objective was just to have clean-cut execution. And you can see that, I think hopefully you guys can agree with me on that front, is that we get in there, we buy a little bit more, we added a little bit more when we told you in between our averages, and then we are patient enough to get the breakout there on Bitcoin.
There's only one way it could be more clean, and that's if the teal was green.
If the teal was green?
Yeah, like the
these things, the teal.
Yeah, baby. Come on now, green means buy.
Yeah, green means buy. Well,
green means buy. Green means go.
What color is your tape? You have good green on your tape?
It's green. So the idea is green for buy, and then red for sell, and purple for short.
Okay, there you go.
That's like we were told to have it uniform a while back, and that's kind of what we settled on. David, you got to help me out with this. David Tretsiak, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate it, brother. Hold a mirror up to Randy and check for a reflection. Open needs a parachute too high. Are you suggesting that Randy is a vampire? Because that's right. Like is there something else that doesn't have a reflection other than vampires? I'm unaware of anything. I did not know that Randy. You're not a vampire, are you? Okay. Well, Randy just shrugged, so maybe he is, maybe he isn't.
Checked. Do you?
We'll never know.
Do you start to burn when you go in the sun, Randy?
Well, that's a good way. That's a good one. What else do you know about vampires?
They can't come in unless you invite them.
That's a good one. You must have watched Sinners. Anything else?
But that's been a thing. Have you ever seen the Dracula series?
Well,
Like, I forget who the actor is. I don't know. It was made a couple years ago.
oh, then if it's recent, then no.
It's a couple years ago. It's
Interview with a Vampire.
Really cool. Yeah, it's a really good one.
Interview with a Vampire?
Oh, that's old school.
No.
But they
That's
made a new
old
one.
school.
That's why I asked.
That's
They made a
old
new
school.
one.
No.
There's a new one?
Wooden steak.
See, silver, holy water, garlic.
Yeah. Wooden steak.
Well, yeah, right through the heart. That's what you got to keep it grimy like that.
If you're getting it, you got to get it.
What else? Dan R. First of all, that's the one.
The Lost
That's
Boys.
the one. The Lost Boys.
Vampires love pie.
That is legit. The Lost Boys. If you've never seen that one,
That was Peter Pan.
that's how I'm dating myself. This is how y'all know that I'm a little older than everyone here.
That was Peter.
Because I'm the one that's like excited about the Lost Boys.
Oh, a shekel. Oh, thanks. That was mine at my desk. Thanks, Randy. A shekel.
That's from
Yeah, from our friend.
Nimrod.
Yeah. Let me see.
That's wild. I've never actually seen
Sean's,
this before.
See if I can get Sean's charger to work here. See what kind of. Oh, damn. Bang. Let's go.
So you know what's? So this is crazy. Manfred Kohler. Thank you for saying this. I'm not the best stock trader I know. I'll tell you, in a real sense, the two best feelings I've ever gotten in my entire life trading both involved other traders. So like one of them I've told the story before was a trader that dug out of a hole and got green out of a gigantic hole on the day his son was born.
Oh,
It was unbelievable. He showed up on the trading floor that afternoon after his son was born and then had the biggest trade of his life at the close.
Oh, yeah?
And like I'm telling you right now, dudes were ready to cry. Like everybody was welling up on the floor. It was the greatest single moment I've ever witnessed on the trading floor.
That's no coincidence.
And the number two was there was a moment when Sean and I had our own floor, and we had two really good traders, and there was a moment where they both broke through. And I remember being like, and I'll just say, I don't mind saying their names because I'm not saying the last names, George and Yushi. And I think I'll never forget like having a conversation with the both of them. It's being like, these guys just hit the next level.
Nice, that's good.
And what I remember about that is like Sean and I had a conversation about 4 good traders that we had. And we're like, let's just toss some more risk at a couple of these. It's like, who do we think? And we both were like George and Yushi. And we were looking at the 4. I won't say the other two's names because they didn't really work. They were good, but they never really worked out. But we were both agreed it was George and Yushi. And then when they took that and took it to the next level, it was a really cool moment. But anyways, let's get back to the market for a quick little second. I see SMR in the chat, Pathik, but this Tesla is still falling through this 410. It can't seem to hold under 409 yet, but I think that's a bit of a yet. I'm just looking for this. It's just a sell continuation. I don't really know how far it can go. 405 obviously stands out, but it's really not breaking down more than $1 here on this trade. So for now, the buyers are coming right back in at 409. There's no other technical levels. If this ends up breaking back above here, I might not give it that full. Yeah, I might move the stop. I'm not tightening it up a lot, but I'll tighten it to 50 pennies. It's not really going the way that you would like to see on a low of the day break. So I'm just going to tighten the stop up there as Tesla continues to fall to the downside. I did see someone asking about it. There we go. Now it breaks 409. SMR are really going. That's what I'm talking about. It's about time, SMR. I've been really disappointed by the price action in this stock recently. So definitely moving on volume. That's what you want to see, increasing volume going to the afternoon, breaking out of a slight trend here as well. And that is, it's not blue skies, but there ain't no resistance on that bad boy. So I got to go back over, take a little bit more out of Tesla. Sorry, guys, 338. I think you've got room to 40 on SMR. It's the afternoon. Anything can happen. I think you got yourself a good runner. I hold SMR in my long term. Both Sean and I actually hold SMR in the long term. We like that nuclear.
SMR, yeah.
I like the nuclear play. G Vernova was one of my picks this year at the beginning of the year, and then SMR I've held for a bit now, and pretty happy with both. There's just so much power needed, not just in data centers, but in general, that I just can't see any way around nuclear being a big part of that, these small modular reactors as well. So Tesla trying to break that 408. The stop's now at break even. So if it breaks 410, I'm jumping out. Can't turn this one into a loser.
Absolutely, guys. 14 years, 0 hacks, 0 excuses. BTCC.com delivers when others don't. Trade Bitcoin up to 500x, even Tesla Gold and 4x. With smart copy trading, you don't just watch the pros, you trade like them. Regulated in the USA, Canada, and Europe, trusted by 6.8 million traders. Tradertv.live exclusive. Scan the QR code or click the link in the description box for a 15% deposit bonus. btcc.com, where the pros trade, and now so can you. Neil, I wanted to ask you this here. Just considering in the likes of Tesla and what we're experiencing, and what I think here is that we have two really big breakout days where you kind of break through the price compression, and the second day you get the continuation. Have you noticed, and I'm curious if you've taken a mental note, but usually the third day isn't as strong as the first two ones. I don't know how you feel. I wanted to ask you if do you think, for me personally, coming in today, when I seen how Tesla was trading, I'm I don't think that we can continue on the strength that we've experienced over Friday and Thursday. Have you noticed anything along those lines?
In a general sense, it's there's two ways to look at the 3-day rule. One of them is the whole let things settle down 3 days after news, but the other one is the 3-day uptrend or gappers, which I'm not spoiling anything. There's a lot of traders that look for the short on that third day.
Yeah, right.
It's a pretty common setup. Whatever, you can probably lots of people on YouTube and others talk about it and make money doing it. And Tesla, to a certain degree, might have fallen into that. You've got the three. It's not a gap up on the first day, and it's not really a gap up on the second day either. No. But it's a similar sort of 3-day look. I find on days like that, the way I look at it is on that third day, I'm just not taking a breakout. I can still like the long, but I'm certainly not taking a breakout. That's the way I prefer. I'm only going to be looking for a support, dip, buy, and reversion type play if I want to be a buyer of the stock. Because a stock can trend down, but that doesn't mean there aren't support levels that matter. I really hope it doesn't fill in the entirety of the gap here. The reason I don't want Tesla to fill in the gap all the way to 400 is psychologically, I just feel people are having fun with this whole 420 failed on Tesla. And I really, really wanted this to be holding the 410 level psychologically. We'll see what Tesla has to store.
But I mean, give it some credit there, though, Neil, is that there is actually on the options chain, there's actually size at 420. So surprisingly not, right? Of course there is, right? I don't know. It's wild to think of that. It's one of the larger sizes as well, too. But no, I was thinking the exact same thing.
It's so ridiculous.
Fantastic answer. But yeah, no, for me personally, it's not that I was necessarily looking fade, but I like how Neil brought up the point of, hey, I'm not looking for that breakout. And that's kind of what my trade plan was to start relatively small, and if you do get it, I think if that breakout happens, it's more or less a squeeze play, right? Some shorts getting squeezed, you kind of get that gamma effect, but I was willing to be patient enough to wait for buyers to step back in. So even though we do take a couple attempts here, it's okay, we're grabbing the lows, and then sure enough, we get that move higher eventually. But yeah, I like what Neil said there. These VWAP breakouts on day 3 after a multiple days of trending strong, I'm not necessarily going to be looking for that. It's more or less where can buyers step in, because we are seeing displays of strength. I don't expect them to just fall off a cliff. They will step in some ways, but maybe just not as strong as they have before. So that's something that I was particularly looking for in Tesla. And
just one thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
I just want to reread the story here for these nuclear names, just for everybody. Sure. The U.S. Energy Secretary said the country is moving to markets. No, what? This headline is messed up. Oh, that's annoying. Okay. Markets no longer use Russian uranium to enrich uranium. Hopes to see rapid growth in uranium consumption from both. What the heck? It's a Bloomberg article, and it's half of it's blotted out. I'm gonna have to find a better source on this one for you guys. No, it's weird. I was trying to read it, but anyways, there is a headline for Oklo and SMR. That's why it's breaking out on volume. But I got to get out of this SoFi. It's a great long in the long term right now, but it's not really following through in terms of the break. So instead of buying the top, I tried to buy into the dip, into this 27.5, but the dip keeps on dipping, and if it can't hold this prior low at 57, I'm probably just going to jump out of it. I mean, the market, I don't want to say the market's bleeding, but the market is most certainly turning in here a little bit. And I want to give a big shout out to one of our sponsors here, and that's going to be Origenics, because each year there are 3.8 million concussions,
reported in the US, and there's still no FDA-approved treatment. NYSE-listed OGEN is changing that with its first-in-class intranasal drug designed for rapid brain access. With the concussion treatment market projected to reach $8.9 billion by 2027, Origenics is uniquely positioned to lead the way. Learn more and schedule a meeting today. And I'll tell you right now, after watching, all jokes aside, I'm a Buffalo Bills fan.
Yeah.
I'm hoping the Jets quarterback Justin Fields is okay, because he got, in real time, he knew it was a concussion. In real time, he got slammed. It was.
Oh, he got hit hard.
Oh, he took a lot of big hits, but it's not the helmet-to-helmet hit. It was when he got thrown to the ground and his head snaps back, and it's like you just see it. It's like wham,
You seen the little jab I threw at you in the chat the other day?
What'd you? Huh?
When you guys were talking smack about Joe Flacco, and I'm like, hold on now. Hold on. Are you going to talk smack about my boy Joe Flacco?
Your boy Joe Flacco?
Yeah, what do you mean? He won the Ravens a Super Bowl in 2013.
You hold first of all, Joe, you're way too young to be a Joe Flacco fan. What were you in, were you in grade school when the guy came to the NFL?
Absolutely not. What do you mean, 2013?
Hold on a second.
Joe Flacco was the
I
quarterback.
have a feeling that you're older than I think.
Yeah, how old do you think I am?
28?
Bro, whoa, where have you been, man? I would give everything away to be 28 again. Add 5 to that.
Oh, for real? I didn't.
Yeah.
No, I didn't know. I swear I didn't know.
No, that's all right. Hey, I'll take 28 all day.
Okay.
For real? So, but I mean, hey. So, anyways, Neil says, he's like, oh yeah, we got Joe Flacco. We're gonna run through Joe Flacco. And I'm like, hey, Neil, watch out.
Yeah, but he's not that good.
Not anymore. And he was never really amazing. He just always had a good arm. But I'm like, hey, Neil.
And some good defenses.
How many Super Bowls does Joe Flacco have, and how many does your?
You all thought Joe was under 30 years old. I know y'all.
I think people think I'm old. Oh, okay, around 28. Yeah,
see, this is exactly my point. Thank you very much, just someone.
Yeah.
By the way, I just jumped out of Tesla on this 407 hole. Bit of a battle happening here as it tried to break down under 406 half. So I took that as a read the tape, market's coming back up, take the scalp trade from the 310 and just take the money and run. I'm still in that Snapchat, but as I said, maybe not SoFi. Where is it? Oh, I thought you were also about 28. See? Why not? Joey options. See, people are throwing it in there. Just as long as y'all don't guess how old I am, because I feel like there was one time when people started guessing my age in the chat, and I just started getting depressed. Fabian, it wasn't fun. I'm like, what? Someone was like, man, you 50? I'm like, 50? I'm like, damn. I'm not. See, this one, now y'all are just messing with me.
Yeah, now you're
55, 52, 50. I mean, come on. I've seen one person guess it correctly. Oh, a couple of people have guessed it correctly. I'm 45. I don't mind saying. I don't care. I'm not one of those people that doesn't, I got gray. I don't mind saying my age. It's kind of obvious. What's really cool is when people start talking about the music they listen to and the stuff, because everyone has that pocket. The pocket for most people, it's what did you listen to at the end of high school, at the beginning of university.
Yeah.
And that's that, So if I say that I'm a big Blackstreet fan, well, they had one monster song.
Who?
Shut up,
just add to the point. Like I have no idea who that is. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter which generation, because he's gonna look at mine and be like, yeah, all your music is garbage. And I'm looking at my younger siblings. Well, the majority of it is pretty much garbage. But I'm looking at my younger brothers and sisters, and I'm like, your music's even more garbage than what we were experiencing. But no, in all seriousness, I turned 33 in October. Yes, I was born.
I knew it was your birthday,
yes, October of '92. Yeah, it's crazy to think.
That was a good year. You know what else happened in October of 1992?
The Jays won. Dang, let's go. Do you think they have any chance this year?
Hold on a sec. That's pretty. So, do you mind saying what your actual birthday was?
The 5th.
Oh,
it was in. I don't think that was when.
When did the Jays clinch the '92 World Series?
So that's it.
What day was it? It was the 24th. It was the end of October. I was just kind of curious. That's pretty cool, man.
Yeah. We like October. I think it's one of the better months out there. Maybe, I don't know.
Life's interpretation. I'm not dyeing my hair.
I'll shave it bald before I do that. My plan has always been to go bald.
I got a lot of gray hair on the beard as well too. So I don't know if
you know what? My daughter likes it. She kind of likes it. And as long as my daughter likes it, then
the gray.
Yeah, then I'm good.
I mean, at the end of the day, as long as you like it, and obviously your family, but if my family would say something to me, I'd be like, I don't care what you guys say to me. But obviously, that's going to be my siblings. And
the problem is I won't care.
Yeah, exactly.
Because like I don't take myself seriously enough to care.
Your daughter holds some weight. If she told you to diet, then maybe we would have to. Guys, I'm thinking here, just to get back into these markets. Yeah, my MEP Libra team, just to get back into the talk of these markets here. So there it is. There's the pop. So, and it's genuine too. So you can see those clean moves on the tape. I'm like, do I add a little bit here at this base? Because you can see what was once heavy resistance. Hopefully can come in and act as support. What do you, wait till you, Chris R over here. Come on, man.
Come on, Chris. There's a reason that had to get, that comment had to be hidden.
We'll hide that. But I mean, it's comical. You make Neil laugh. You made me laugh. But yeah, you got a bully siblings. You got a bully siblings? No. I have an older brother and sister. They wouldn't bully me. The younger ones, for some reason, think they're tough and they can bully me. I don't know what's up with that. It's just like, do you know that I essentially can end it right now for you guys if it came down to it, but obviously being slightly.
That escalated really quickly.
Yeah, well, I mean that's the reality.
What do you mean end it?
That's exactly what I mean. You were here that fast, you can be gone equally as fast, Neil. Especially when you're kind of talking smack and stuff like that. It's all fun and games, though.
Why do older siblings always assume they can whip their younger siblings' butt?
Because it is. It's one. You have the form of respect. And then it's just the intimidation game too, is because throughout the duration of their younger life, you've been there.
I just want to throw it out.
Yeah.
My older brother, I could whip his butt if I wanted to.
Yeah.
But he's literally the nicest human being on the planet.
Well,
so
I could whip my older brother's butt too, but
like when he was. I probably believe that.
Yeah, I could.
You play hockey and all that stuff.
Sean. He's actually really strong. He's he was born in '99, so he's 24 now. He's really strong. He could probably beat me up if he wanted to. Yeah.
Spelled the same way?
No, SE.
Oh, you just said SE.
Yeah. Well, anyways, but yeah, he's really strong. Guys, I'm thinking of getting involved in a little bit more of IBIT here, just because I do like this level being held. It's crazy to think how long this has been essentially a brick wall here, and then now you're starting to breach it a little bit to the downside. But I wouldn't mind adding a handful of shares just to get involved a little bit more, just in case you do get the continuation. What's our good friend ETHA up to here? To see if it's still continuing strong. So you don't even experience a breakout here in Ethereum, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. Bitcoin's working out, and we like that. Is Tesla still tanking? We'll go TSLL to see what we got going on. Yeah, and it's putting in a new 5-minute low. So, I mean, aside from the pre-market price action that we are experiencing.
Damn, it's still going.
This isn't bad. Yeah, it's still selling off. So giving back a lot of those gains, but I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if you get somewhat of a continuation and a bounce back within a week there for sure. So
Nvidia's still trying to break this. Here, I'll show you this because I don't usually use these except for when they line up. So Nvidia breaking 177.5. That's breaking this channel underneath the 50 period. So if that happens, I'm punching into the short. Tesla just broke 405 and is continuing to go. I feel like the short this afternoon could be the play, at least until we get to the volume weighted average price. If you're trading, the futures contract should flip to the December, so it's a Z contract, just for anyone out there. Not that it matters, but if I say the percentage of futures are up and down or give you a quote, you're going to care. Just to make sure you know. But I'm basically looking at this little breakdown underneath the 50 period on a 3-minute chart and 177.50 here for Nvidia as the market tries to get lower. It's starting to break now, nibble in some, give it to the prior bar high, which is about 80. Well, it's not about 80, it is 80. So I'll give it to the prior bar high. But I'd like it to close underneath and then try to add if Nvidia closes underneath that price. So yeah, the market, pretty good, up 0.6, but Nvidia, a red to green, back into red, and now breaking the 50 period on a 3-minute. Put a bid down at first support, because that's over at the quarters, and see if we can get that. I think this has a chance to get to VWAP if it were to follow through. Just want to double check what AMD is doing.
Okay, so you are.
AMD relatively strong. Almost at the high, off of VWAP, 1.5%. AMD is definitely relatively strong. And JAG, this is a good question. Does the ES affect the Mag 7, you mean, much? So you got to think of it this way. The Mag 7 are so big that they affect the ES. Now, ultimately, market sentiment, most of the Mag 7 are, in a general sense, going to have strong correlation with the markets. When they're riding on their own, let's just say, catalyst, then oftentimes in the last, I'd say 6 to 8 months or so, they have not been uniformly moving with the markets. Like you'll almost on every single day, you will have like the chips might be weak, so Nvidia might not be that good, but then you'll have like maybe Meta and Google that are strong, or like Apple will be weak one day and Microsoft is strong, or Microsoft's weak and Amazon is strong. It just hasn't been as clean for, I'd say, over the last half year now. So you really have to pay attention to what is relatively weak and what is relatively strong on any given day, just so that you're not falling blindly into the, oh, well, the market's going up, the Mag 7 should be going up. Now, there were times when that is certainly true, and you can get away with that line of thinking, but not always. Like right now, Nvidia might be trending up, but it's actually down 0.2. The way I see it, if the market rolls over, like this is something that was strong or weak coming into this, and I'm just playing that trend break for Nvidia. But don't get married to the notion that the Mag 7 have to be following the market to a T. I can't tell you how many times we'll look over. It's like, well, this morning when the market was breaking out, I'm like, why are we higher? I was looking at the different Mag 7 names. I couldn't even figure out why we were at the tops.
Yeah.
My goodness.
When breadth is strong too as well, Neil, it's just that, again, they can be doing whatever, but if you have all of these other kind of mid to large cap names that are moving pretty good, then it doesn't, I'm not going to say it doesn't matter what the Mag 7 do, it obviously does, but you can still see the Nasdaq move relatively clean without them all participating.
Well, this is a good point. So, Jag, you're right about this, and I know this is a thing that maybe day traders like us do more than anyone else. Isn't the market S&P 500 more than the Nasdaq? You always think S&P 500 when someone says the market. You're right. It is true. And that's, for most people will tell you that. What ends up happening is if you're day trading and you end up trading a lot of big cap tech stocks or tech stocks in general, you tend to like the Nasdaq for a leading indicator or as an indicator more. So I'll look at the Nasdaq more often because most of what we look at is tech. But if you're, in a general sense, if you're saying the market and we're talking about the U.S., it would be more reasonable to say the SPY. Just the reason that I usually say the Nasdaq is because we're looking at tech. And Dark Knight, why isn't Oracle part of the Mag 7? Because it's not cool enough and not big enough. Oracle was one of the 4 horsemen, which was what they... We were just talking about how old I am, but like when I started trading, it wasn't the Mag 7. It was the 4 horsemen, of which Oracle, Cisco, Microsoft...
Well,
and Intel, I believe it was?
Shouldn't it be the Mag 8 now?
Ooh.
Well, because we got
Broadcom?
Yeah, $1 trillion. I mean,
yeah, well...
it could still be the 7. You essentially draw... Is Tesla still over a trillion?
Well, Broadcom, 100% Broadcom
Yeah.
deserves to be in this conversation.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's nonsense that it's not. But I think a lot of it just comes down to, well, Mag 7, it's just whatever cool nickname they can come up with.
The Grateful 8. Remember, you know the movie Hateful Eight?
Hateful Eight.
But no, we're grateful for the 8.
So you know the Magnificent 7. You've seen
the movie, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the one with Samuel.
I mean, the Hateful Eight's with Samuel Jackson.
Okay, so
but there's like
thinking of the other one. Oh no,
there is. It's a Western.
It's a cowboy movie, right? Yeah. Who's in?
Which is a spoof of it's not a spoof, which is like a replay of the 7 Samurai.
Yeah.
Like it's one of the oldest stories that you can tell, and you can tell it a million different ways with the 7 Samurai.
Is it the newer one or the older?
There's a newer one with
Denzel's
in the newer one.
I thought it was like Ryan Gosling or something maybe in it.
I don't think he's in that.
No, I forget who it is, but there's
market be breaking down.
Yeah, big time. And I mean, we're still sitting in this Bitcoin here to see if we can get that rolling. We're not in at the best spot. Obviously, you want to get in at the lower end of the range. But considering I still have a couple shares left, my average has now been moved up to 65.25. So it's essentially just a free roll, looking for the retest of the high of the day. So again, I'm just really curious to see how this one's playing out, considering that we were knocking on this door for multiple hours. It was acting as prior resistance. Now, the ideal thing to happen would be that it acts as support now, and you get a bounce, and you go and test that previous high of the day. Worst case scenario, you get back in the middle of the range, and then we just cut that one there, because we put a couple more shares here, nothing substantial, but we would take a small paper cut on that if it does come back a little bit, because I don't want to get out of it too early. There you go. We're experiencing a nice little pop there. And that's positive. You can see the strength displayed in the tape as well too. So let's get our quote highlights up here. We were working on this from before. And let's see what we got going on. We're going to put in our size, and then we'll put up again. We'll go to 6,000 shares there, and see if we can filter out a lot of this noise. But again, a pretty choppy session here in the crypto space, in the likes of Ethereum and Bitcoin as well too. I'm not getting any. I heard you before. I heard Adara there, Assassino. So let me know if we do have to go over. I heard it before, but now I'm not hearing anything. If you're speaking to me. Okay, perfect. Sounds good. But yeah, other than that, Neil, IBIT is probably going to be one of the last trades of the day. And I wouldn't mind sitting in this as an all-day grinder or the rest of the session. I mean, we only got an hour and 15 minutes left. I can't complain. We caught an extended move on IonQ, and then we got a couple moves on Tesla. So not too horrible of a session there.
No, definitely not. I mean, certainly, I got to turn it on and off. It's like weird, because I have to turn it off when you're on, but then I want to have it on so I can hear others. Bit of support coming in NVIDIA. We took the breakdown through that 50, but immediately, I was just talking about the Mag 7 may or may not follow the futures, and then NVIDIA breaks down. Like, look at the pattern on these charts. This is almost identical. There's a Nasdaq, there's NVIDIA, breaks down, bounce first support, bounce first support. So almost the exact same pattern. The difference would be NVIDIA just had a bigger move off VWAP. So if we pull back into the volume weighted average price, the reason I like NVIDIA shorting out the futures is I feel like if NVIDIA works, it works for more. The futures could drop like 30 points in here, and I think NVIDIA can drop like $1. I just think you get a little bit more of a percentage move. So we'll see. For now, the breakdown's still looking like it's working. I'll look for a reload if it comes anywhere close to 177.50 and makes a bit of a turn. Tesla as well. Tesla might have made the bid here. That's a pretty decent, see the volume candle? You guys can see that. Yeah, I'll make it obvious. Big volume bottom. So big volume candle, biggest one since the opening range. And then now you're starting to see a bit of a curl. So Tesla might have just caught its bid, but I'm skeptical because when I look at the tape, the buyers aren't really stepping in. A lot of times I try to long this when you have that kind of a bottoming tail candle, but I'm not really feeling that good about the Tesla long. I don't know what I like to the long side right now. What's your IBIT doing?
Oh, I like Tesla there.
You like the long there?
Yeah. Let me see.
I'm not loving the tape that I see.
I want to see the print. I want to see if that's genuine or not. Other than that, yeah, we did get to the top end of the range there on IBIT, and then we just came right back in. But it's been the narrative of the session essentially. Take a look there. There we go. Yeah, so I'm not seeing anything there just yet on Tesla there, Neil. But guys, we got a special guest, special interview. Go check it out.
Yeah, we do have an interview this afternoon. Pleased to invite Jonathan McGuire, Vice President of Communications of Global X, here with us this afternoon. How are you doing today, Jonathan? Thank you for being here with us. Great to be here, and I'm doing great, thank you. Awesome, happy to hear it. So let's get right into this competition. Can you tell us a little bit about Beta Pro's Biggest Winners competition and some of the past winners who have succeeded in this competition?
Yeah, so the Beta Pro Biggest Winner competition is Canada's longest running and largest ETF trading competition. It happens in a paper trading simulated landscape on the Webull Canada platform, which is an app that you can download on either your mobile or desktop. And you are trading ETFs over a 6-week period to generate the biggest portfolio return as possible. And the winner gets $20,000 cash. There's prizes for the runner-ups and weekly prizes as well. So it pays to learn about ETFs.
That sounds very exciting, and those prizes are awesome as well. Now, why is the simulated ETF trading contest valuable for new and experienced traders alike?
So I think especially for new ETF investors who aren't really familiar with trading them, this is, again, a risk-free simulated platform where you can learn and try new strategies that you're not used to, including different kinds of market orders. And for traders that are a bit more experienced, perhaps there are certain trades that you wouldn't want to try out in your own personal portfolio or account. This is a zone where you can try these new ETFs out and give them a shot and see how they perform in a risk-free arena, and then see if they can be replicated in your own personal portfolio in the future.
So with that in mind, what impact do you hope that this competition will have on ETF awareness in Canada?
Well, I think that ETF awareness in Canada is already pretty strong, but we'd love to bring more investors into the fold and teach them about ETFs. So I want to ensure that this competition is educating people about ETFs, how they can be traded, and also just bring awareness to the universe of ETFs that we have in Canada. There are over 1,500 ETFs, pretty much for every strategy, asset class, commodity that you'd like to invest in. And ETFs provide a versatile, diversified, and low-cost way to get exposure to these exciting investment opportunities.
Let's go back to the competition for a minute here specifically. What type of strategies have contestants used in the past in this competition that you guys have found to be successful?
So, because it is a 6-week period, a lot of people often when they're investing are thinking in matters of years towards retirement, but you only have 6 weeks to generate the biggest portfolio return that you can. So we often see people take a strategy where they're going into higher risk, higher reward ETF opportunities to generate that portfolio return. So often we have traders that are using oil and gas focused ETFs, ETFs that use leverage or inverse leverage if they're taking a long bet on a certain index or a short bet against it. And so we see a lot of people using these daily inverse leveraged and leveraged ETFs to get that tactical exposure and make a bigger return on a daily basis.
And I like that the simulated aspect of this too allows you to try these ETFs that are maybe a bit more dangerous or more risky. That is a really cool feature of this competition for sure. So some people might actually not realize that Canada invented the first ETF. And with this in mind, can you speak a little bit about the significance of this competition being from Canada and Canadian based?
Yeah, absolutely. So this is the 35th year of ETFs. The first ETF debuted in Canada in 1990, and this is the 14th year of this competition. So for almost half of the lifespan or history of ETFs, we have been running this competition trying to build awareness and educate investors about trading ETFs. And for Canadians, this is a competition that is only open for Canadians, by the way. We tend to see thousands of people participate each year. And we do think that this is one of the best ways to learn by, doing it firsthand and being able to practice before going out into the real world and applying it to your own portfolio.
It sounds extremely exciting, and congrats on the 14th year. Is there anything else you want anyone to know or our audience to know here about this competition today?
Absolutely. So I would just say that this is the first year that we partnered with Webull Canada, which is an investment platform that's used across the world. In previous years, we used a just desktop site for accessing the competition. Now, traders in the competition can use an app on their phones. They can use it on their desktop as well through Webull.ca. If they just look up biggest winner competition, Beta Pro biggest winner competition with Webull, they will get directed to the link to download the app, register for the competition, and they start trading today. They can also register throughout the entire 6-week span of the competition. You don't have to, be it today. You can do it any day. And there are weekly prizes of $1,000. Again, $20,000 for the top prize, $10,000 for the runner-up, and $5,000. And not only that, but we're going to fly out the winners to Toronto to partake in a market event at the TSX. So big opportunities, a lot of fun in store for those that are our biggest winners.
Wow, very exciting competition there. Thank you again to Jonathan McGuire, Vice President of Communications at Global X, for being here with us this afternoon.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Jonathan. Great interview there, Adara. And, an event at the TSX. I famously remember when there was the opportunity at our firm here to ring the bell, and Sean got to go.
Yeah, that's unreal.
We had the show,
And I don't remember if we flipped a coin. I don't remember exactly how we decided it, but I stayed back to do the show. And he was over there.
Yeah.
Well, the idea was to be able to cover it. So we went from the show to the TSX and then back. So we wanted someone to be there. And this was, I'm pretty sure this was even, might have been before Brennan was even on the show as well.
Bitcoin is going nuts right now, Neil.
Get it, Bitcoin.
Yeah, let's go, man.
Hold on a second.
This is what I'm saying. Let's go.
This is Bitcoin.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah, they are. Bitcoin is going absolutely
You didn't know
nuts.
that?
Yeah, I knew that was Bitcoin. All the time, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, all right. Just congratulations. Yeah, no, this thing's going nuts. And I didn't even mean to add here. That was a mistake. And I'm like, you know what? Just hold on to it. So good luck there. Yeah, I honestly didn't mean to. I'm like, yeah, all right, this is working out.
Sure you didn't, Joe.
I promise you. I went to take some off, Neil, and then it added to the position.
I don't.
So that one, you don't believe me? I'll tell you when I purposely add. That one we did not there, but fantastic stuff. And also, Neil, what I was saying to you is that I loaded up on calls. I wouldn't say loaded up, but I did grab a couple calls this morning, bright and early.
On IBIT?
Yeah, on IBIT, leading into FOMC.
Oh,
yeah.
my.
So it's a big time gamble. There's no questioning that.
Now,
but I like it.
Can I ask you just the thinking here? Is this the whole, if there is 50 on the outside chance of 50 basis points, you think explosion, but you're bullish even if we get what it's expected?
Yeah, if we come in at 25 bips, I think we can get a nice little move regardless. I could be totally wrong, and then I could
what are we sitting
in on
now?
Thursday morning and be like, yeah, guys, I was hella wrong on that one. But I like my chances. Like I said, man, oh my God.
4% chance.
Yeah, of 50? Of 50?
It's not zero.
It's not zero, that's for sure.
Zero.
Man, there it goes. This is, I mean, like, yeah, I feel this might be a good luck seat, man. Sean, that's why he's just continuously doing it all over again. But in all seriousness, great stuff there, Neil. We've been sitting in this trade since 11 this morning, and then we got to add opportunity right
look
here.
at that resistance to support.
Yeah. Well, that's exactly what made me add right there. I'm like, okay, well, if you bang on this door for pretty much the majority of the midday session, and then you break through and you come back and retest, I like my chances of just adding into there what was once resistance, hopefully acting as support considering the duration that it was doing it for. But yeah, no, fantastic stuff here on IBIT.
I'll show you at some point how to get rid of some of the dark pool prints that you're seeing.
Yeah, please and thank you.
Because those are, if you see Joe's charts, just so you know, like all these like bottoming tail wicks down into here are all dark pool prints. You can, some of it you can filter out, not all of them though, just so you know. Even if you're at real trading, you can't filter them all out.
Thank you.
Because you want to be able to get rid of some, not necessarily all. But the market is, what I like the fact that the market's coming back, but what I like about NVIDIA is while that's happening, remember how I said NVIDIA was so similar to what was going on with the Nasdaq? Well, the Nasdaq's bouncing, Bitcoin's going, but NVIDIA is trying to break down. So I think this will be a good opportunity here where if I'm going to trail, what I would do here is as the market's bouncing, I'd trail it back into here. What I'm going to do is then add in front of it, move the stop, and add in front of that 177 to 177.10 on the way down into VWAP, because as the market bounces, this gets a nice little lower high, and then we can make sure this doesn't turn into a loser, but try to get a little bit more inventory on the way to the volume weighted average price or to the downside. I just saw in the chat someone asked what are imbalances, what are the imbalances? It's a little early for the imbalances to matter. It's not as if, like when I pull this up, there'll be some early looks, but it's a little too early for that. And then as I say that, BAC has an early look imbalance of 3.5 million shares. Usually there wouldn't be anything of size for the afternoon. You'd have some stuff left over from the morning, but VICI, HPE, and then BAC for 3.5 million to sell is not chump change. Maybe worth keeping an eye out. But it's about 3:30 that we tend to start caring about the imbalances, unless we're expecting an index action. So 1 week from today, it'll be my Robinhood. Why am I already forgetting? It's Robinhood, an engineering firm we don't know about, and AppLovin. AppLovin, Robinhood, and MCore. MCore, I believe, is the third name going into the index, and it'll be effective next Monday. So I think it's like Friday will probably be the big imbalance. But for now, just BAC on an early look there as well. And Jeff makes a very good point. IBIT is 1-to-1 ETF proxy for Bitcoin. Yeah. There's a reason why we can trade. Like we actually, real trading, like I can
throw up actual spot, like our spot Bitcoin. I can quote it, I can show you the chart and all that stuff, but there's just no way it's easier to trade this. It's much easier, because the thing is, if you already have equity BP, if you have equity BP, it's a 1-for-1 proxy. You've got buying power and risk for that. This is like a separate asset class here at Real Trading. It just complicates things unnecessarily. The second we had IBIT, there was no need to be trading this at all. But I remember when it came live, Sean and I got to do the beta testing for it, which
The crypto?
we got to. A lot of times, if you're sitting, his head office is here for Real Trading, right? So a lot of times that means we get to test stuff out. When we first got futures trading, I remember I got to do the beta testing for it, and I remember they said to us, just break it. And so we had the most amazing strategy ever to try and, they're just like take fills. So we sat there and myself and another trader doing the beta testing, we had a computer that was trading futures and a keyboard. And if the futures were going down, one of us I'd hit the buy key and we'd just buy one contract at a time. Because they wanted to just do as many executions as possible. Like, I'm not doing a strategy. So we would just hit the buy key. And as it was going down, we just average in one contract at a time. And then when it started going up, I'd stop. And then he'd start selling.
No way.
I think what's hilarious is in 2 days, we were up like $5 million or something.
Wow, Neil. Yeah. There it is, man. That Bitcoin is continuing to climb.
Get it, Bitcoin.
Yeah. We need I don't have it. This is my last out.
Will you cover before Fed on the?
No, my game plan is to hold it through.
To hold
Fed.
through.
Yeah.
No matter what.
Well, I mean, I'm at the mercy of the market at the end of the day. I can't. If it tanks, then I'll just buy a little bit more, I guess.
Well, I was thinking, I would just like if something parabolic happened like overnight.
Like in my direction.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, their contracts, they don't expire until March.
Oh, they're March?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So,
I didn't realize. I didn't know it was that far out.
So, but that's what I tell everybody. Like for me personally, with this game plan, is that I don't have to worry about theta that much, right? And time decay. So it's just like if you're gonna use the leverage product, I always just say buy the time, right? Because it's already leveraged, right? You're already leveraging your system, right? Each contract obviously 100 shares, so it's just might as well try to eliminate the speculative aspect to it and buying like a week or 2 weeks out, and just buy the time where you don't have to worry about it working against you as aggressively, right? Obviously, it kicks in and everything along those lines, but for the most part, it's just, and I said that before. It's like, okay, if I'm using these things, there's very rarely. So what I'll do is if I'm writing options, like so if I'm selling options a week out, 2 weeks out, right? Because you want theta to work in your favor. Mm-hmm. So come expiration cycle is when you get to keep all of that money. But in the opposite end of that is that I don't want to have to worry about theta destroying the value of the contracts. I'm leveraging my system already. I may as well spend the extra $300-400 and buy the longer dated contract. So.
You're never too old to learn something, everybody.
I mean, that's just
that's why you talk things through.
Yeah, exactly. And I know a lot of traders do the same thing. Some people are only a month out and stuff like that. By Grace, let's go. Where's RIVN Millionaire? Joseph.
He's right here.
Yeah, he's in there. I know, but he said from this morning that he was long IBIT with me, and hopefully he's still sitting in it. No, he said he's holding it for tomorrow at least. So we got Nestor done. How do you think the market will react? I think it might just be 25 bips this time, although the jobs market is very bad, so maybe 50. Well, I think what the game plan is that within the next 3 meetings, I know it's November, I'm pretty sure it's November and December is when you're having the next meetings, aside from this one. I think it's going to be 75 bips in total, so you might get 25, 25, 25. I highly doubt that Jerome Powell is going to go 50 off the gate, and that's just my opinion, right?
So it's September, October, and then December,
right? Yeah.
So we're looking at, just quickly before we go to Adara, well, the expectation is like 96% quarter this time through. And then once you go to October, it's 75% chance we'll be another quarter on top of that, right?
Yeah, so that's what I was saying. Like the next 3 meetings, you get 25 bips each meeting.
70%.
Yeah, exactly.
So the markit's pricing in basically that. Call it a high probability. It's better than that's basically a 50% shot. Something like that. It's better than a 50% shot that we actually get those 3. Let's go to Adara.
Amazon on watch here. AMZN reportedly set to roll out augmented reality football coverage. So Financial Times reporting that Amazon is apparently going to be starting AR football coverage. Interesting story here for AMZN. This one bouncing a little bit off the lows, but doesn't seem to be directly reacting to this news. And back to you.
So first off, Jag, I have to, let me get to the video, but I gotta correct something. Jag, I thought you were talking about the stream. When we were beta testing on the futures, it was, and doing that nonsense thing, that was in the simulation account. Once it went live, you treated it completely differently. Like, it's different. Like, you would never be that reckless to just buy contracts. Though, and I'll get there in a second, I did add to NVIDIA just to make my trailing stop was going to be here anyways on that future move. So I just got in so that I could make it break even, ride it to VWAP to try to double up, but then break even stop based on like the average price that I had left on NVIDIA. Still like the downward trend on it, but I'd love to see it bounce back and maybe give me that 177.5 again. And the one thing we did do, Jag, is we played a joke on somebody in the back office who did not know we were trading in simulation. And let's just say he really, really thought we were in a position that, like a very, very large futures position, because that's what it showed. And he freaked that you-know-what out. He started like cursing.
No,
he's like, who the gave these, how could you let these blank,
was it
blank,
negative
blank?
Or was it positive?
No, we were in the money, but you have to understand that we had just been hitting the button buy for like a full day. We had so many contracts, it was nonsensical. So that's what freaked him out. Now, obviously, we knew we were in simulation and it was in sim, but that person that didn't know was like, how did you let these idiots and blah, blah, blah. It was so freaking hilarious. At least it was to me. And whatever, we bought the beer. We bought the guy a beer after for freaking him out a little bit. And he did, Jag, he didn't have a heart attack, but the look, he went so white. I wouldn't say his name, but it was a dude in the back office, and he went so white when we told him something happened. These are real contracts. How do we get out? Because here was the other thing. The reason we were doing one contract at a time, because at that time, we couldn't enter more than a single contract.
Oh, really?
Meaning there was no mechanism to cover, I think it was, we had like 10,000. You had to get out once. So he thought you'll never be able to cover this. He's like, we're going to have to call the broker. And I'm like, just calm down. It's fake.
Yeah,
money.
Exactly. Yeah, here it goes. A new high of the day there on Bitcoin. But Neil, this is what I was talking about. And
why isn't ETH going?
I don't know. Hopefully it decides to play catch up. But at the end of the day, guys, in the morning we were talking about this. I was expecting Bitcoin to do the same thing that it did on Friday. What happened? It took time for it to break out, and then when it broke out, it breaks out with velocity and force. So we like to experience that. I'm gonna hop out my last little bit here, considering this might be toppy. That might be it, but if it continues to run, I'm gonna be completely happy on that front. No questioning that. But I mean, there it is, guys. A nice trade on. Oops, we don't want the 5 minute, we want the 3 minute. Nice trade on IBIT, 3 minute, boom, boom, boom. We add, you get in there, add a little bit more, accidental add that just happened to work out for us right there. It was nothing substantial whatsoever. I'm not gonna mislead you guys or anything along those lines, but there you go. You piece it up into the new high of the day. And then now I'm looking at Tesla, 5 minute hammer. I wish, and see the thing, Neil brought this up a while ago, and I'm, but I looked at the 1 minute print, and it wasn't exactly what I seen on his chart. But when I zoomed out to the 5 minute prints, then that's more or less what I want.
Oh, I use a 3.
Right? You use a 3. Oh, was that a 3?
That's a 3.
Was that a 3?
Yeah,
okay, so there you go. Yeah. So the 3 minute. Yeah, and there it is. That's such a beautiful signal. You have the volume supporting it as well too. So a fantastic look. Maybe we can get somewhat of a pullback, and then we'll look to get involved in some more Tesla. Don't want to chase it all the way up here, because I think at some point you will get that move a little bit lower. So if 404 holds, then I think we'll be pretty good. But other than that, IBIT worked out really well. I'm glad that we stuck to our guns there, Neil. On that.
ETH is trying but failing.
Yeah.
ETH is like the opposite right now. Like it gets to VWAP and it's holding the same level. What price is this? Let me just look at it's like 45 change. Like 4,507 is what I have it at. So it's losing probably like 45.10 or 20, something along those lines for a bit of a fade. If this can start to break out, that could be spicy. I see BMNR is going. A lot of people in the chat talking about that. That's breaking away from VWAP.
Is it? Oh, wow. Okay, so if BMNR is moving, maybe Ethereum will start to participate at some point as well.
I kind of feel like if this starts going, BMNR could go a little bit more ham. Like maybe that'll go a little bit more parabolic. I jumped right back into NVIDIA. It just feels like it's not really going, and I want to give it another shot. Like I averaged, not averaged in, I guess it's like averaged down, I suppose, or averaged up in this particular case, but it was short, so it's like kind of averaged down. But I'm jumping right back in this consolidation. Just give it another shot. The market continues to rally, and NVIDIA is not going with the market. That to me is confirming the short. Like you're going right into the highs. If we get to the highs and bounce down, I don't see how NVIDIA just stays sideways. It's 310. We have plenty of time for a couple more salvos for sure. And West, y'all, you don't know why we're not looking at the nuclear sector. Like SM to the R. It's pretty good.
SM to the
I love SMR. I like SMR. I own some SMR. SMR is trying to fill in this gap.
Yeah, it's looking pretty good, man.
You know what? You could be range trading this. Look at that. 38 lows into 39. No breakout yet. I don't love breakouts in the afternoon. Like this is very much buy the bottom of the bull flag, play the range, take a shot at the break and see what it does. But 7% today. There was some positive headlines. And it's not just them. Like you could... like Oklo as well. SMR, I think SMR is just usually the one that does a bit better in percentages. Might have a little bit tinier, little bit bigger of a short float, I'm pretty sure, on SMR. That's why I look at this. It is set up for a good break, but I don't necessarily love breakouts at this time of the day. Maybe a pullback would make some sense. Rainmaker, you know what's up. Come on now. Wolf? That's easy. Like, if you're going to put in a symbol for the ticker, you got to do better than something. I'll tell you the problem why you wouldn't have been able to fool it.
I like that.
No, but it's obvious. Like, I think if you're trying to trick me and be able to guess it, the issue is, like, Wolf's actually here. So I know people are looking at Wolf, and I know Wolf is in play today. So, but that's a good one, Rainmaker. I'm assuming you mean Wolfspeed and not TeraWolf.
Yeah.
Sometimes people get these two mixed up.
TeraWolf is horrible on the day.
What is it?
Yeah.
Okay, then you mean Wolfspeed. Wolfspeed's up 28%.
I put it on the downgrades list.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
A price target.
No, Wolfspeed, it's having a good day, but it's not moving much. Like you've got short-term resistance at 3, kind of holding 290, so just a few pennies in and out here. Volume really dwindling on Wolf as well. But ultimately, this feels like it's in the first few innings of a breakout trade. Like it's rounded the bottom, it's holding the 50 period. It seems like it's got a clear shot to the 200 period moving average. Like there's some stuff to like here on Wolf, to be sure. I do like this setup for like a multi-day runner. I think it's something we should watch tomorrow, but it couldn't hold in a 15-minute. Notice how every candle just fails the $3 level. Still rejecting $3. You want buyers above 3 for that continuation. That's where it'll matter the most. I'm just gonna check back in on ETH. Come on, participate, ETH.
No, man.
No, it's not.
Do you own any? If you don't mind,
I do, but I have I'm much more Bitcoin than I am.
Much more? Yes, significantly heavier.
It's not close. It's not terribly close for me. It's like 5 to 1.
It's not even same. It's not even relatively close. But I mean, I like what Ethereum's been up to. I like that. There's a specific use case for this one. With that being said, I just think the market's too smart, right? They're like, no, there's no chance we're going to make it that easy for you guys. Just phase out a bunch of weak hands. But the use case for Ethereum, I think it's there, opposed to just store value and kind of just scarcity and obviously a finite supply of what we got in the likes of Bitcoin. So I like Ethereum. Like we just talked about, I own substantially more Bitcoin than what I do Ethereum, but I have no issues with grabbing a little bit more of this stuff and staking. Have you ever staked? I don't know if you own the actual crypto itself or do you own the ETF?
Both. Both. So there was a point where, well, there were no ETFs before. And
exactly,
but
right.
Like once, so in Canada we had the purpose ETFs, the BTCC.
Yeah.
So the second those came in,
those were the first ones. Those were the first ones.
Like the first thing I did is like move like 80% of my just writing because I wanted to be in my TFSA.
Yeah.
It's a tax-free savings account.
Exactly.
So just like, okay, let's just sell the actual and go in the TFSA. And I still got I went to a Coinbase account and just sort of moved stuff in there. And I have a little bit of nonsense stuff, but I am staked. Like I have some Solana that's
I was going to say, do you stake? Yeah, I was going to ask you if you.
Yeah, all my ETH that's in that account is staked, and so is my Solana.
So
that's the issue with the ETF, for the ones for the ETH that I have in the ETF.
Yeah, you don't get.
So you're not getting the yield.
You don't get the yield.
And so what's weird about that is when I went to the ETF, of course the tax advantage was cool, but
It's like,
staking came after, and it's like, oh,
Yeah.
well, I could always make the shift. I suppose I could shift back, but
Yeah, you could always. It'd be cool if you could just transfer and not have to sell and then rebuy back in, and you could just transfer it.
Right.
Just like imagine it's like, oh hey, okay, you
Eventually,
have X amount of you think it's gonna go down that road. Like you have X amount of IBIT shares, you can just actually convert that into actual spot Bitcoin itself, and vice versa.
I feel like eventually there's going to be something that makes
Something along those lines.
that makes it simple like that. But
Right.
who knows? I feel like that's the world that the Robin Hoods and the Coinbases want to create.
Like for me personally, it's like, okay, I can understand it maybe happening in Ethereum because of the nice Obi, because of the because of the yield,
Both these
because of the
guys
staking yield, right?
Yes.
So it's just like, okay, well, why would anybody, even though I own some, why would you want to hold actually ETHA aside from maybe the security purposes, opposed to just putting your money in actual?
I will tell you right now, there is zero advantage. The only reason to me why I even did it was because it was held in the tax-free savings account. And like that's the only, like there's no other possible advantage, because if you can stake it just holding actual ETH, why would you not do that?
Yeah,
You're getting a yield. It's just, it's common sense.
Well, I mean, save man, woman, peace. My ETH tripled from 1,400 while BTC can't even move 2x. But you got to think about how
goes in cycles.
Yeah, exactly.
It goes in cycles.
And also, it takes significantly more money to move Bitcoin than what it takes in Ethereum, right? So you just got to think of the price as well too. Like I could buy whatever X amount of Ethereum. It takes substantially more capital to just kind of move Bitcoin, right? So you got to take that into consideration. Yeah. I think that so many analysts are bullish on Bitcoin before the end of the year, 200,000. So that's almost a double from where we're currently sitting at. But we're not even in the second half of this halving cycle yet, you know? And that's usually the stronger half, is the second half of each halving cycle. So I'm really excited to see what we can see from there. So, yeah, but other than that, we're involved in some Tesla. Let's see if we got this bounce. This is a late entry. We'll start really small. If we do pull back a little bit further, we'll add to it and then just wait for it. We only got 45 minutes left in the session.
Ooh,
so keep that in mind. So again, I don't know how much of a grind it's going to be. Imbalances could be huge on this name, and hopefully it sends it back to the top side. But right now, we're in up here, small size, looking for the add in the middle of this range and for those levels to hold up, and then maybe we can get that a solid buy imbalance or something along those lines for Tesla there, you know.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. I mean, Tesla's certainly the mover du jour today. And what the best thing about Tesla is it's the kind of stock, we saw Sean had it long this morning, but really, you're long it now. It gave you some breakdowns for some short trading. It'll give you a little bit of everything in terms of volatility. And it seems to me like it might be the more volatile one. Just be careful for potential imbalances on this. And I'm in NVIDIA. NVIDIA certainly is an imbalance. The potential for an imbalance. I jumped right back into the short. I'm just looking for VWAP in here as it starts to fade off. And I want to point out, just so I know everyone always looking at NVIDIA as a leader, but it's worth acknowledging as NVIDIA, even right now, is pulling back off the highs and the Nasdaq's pulling back a little bit, AMD is right at the high of the day and still holding. Like this has been really strong today in AMD. I'm just looking over. I might just get out of this Snapchat. Where's my stop? Oh, there's no need to move the stop. I'm just going to leave my stop. And I have a stop essentially right here on Snapchat. Let me just double check to make sure that's actually correct. Oh, I did not move it. See, that's why you move it. I'm just going to move my stop on Snap to there, maybe throw a bit at the low of the day. The only reason Snapchat was moving, or at least the reason I believe, was all the TikTok headlines this morning. It was bullish for a minute, and then when it lost, I wish I could tell you that I was shorting it at the highs, but I just shorted it when it broke underneath the volume-weighted average price there. Come on, NVIDIA, do just a little bit more. Looking for a push down into the 80s, which might be like basically into this support level here, which is right at like 80. Maybe I should just take the 2 dimes and get out something in the 90s on the way to the volume-weighted average price for NVIDIA. A little bit of market pullback, but not a lot. Like we're not, like it's 320. And volume isn't really picking up a ton. The market's not exactly falling all over itself nor breaking out the highs. So I want to make sure we're taking profit where it does make some sense to. Wes, y'all. I like this one. The Wolf of Bankruptcy Street, he says. Ooh, that is cold-blooded. And Frederick Noonan, let's talk some open door. Any theories on how open reacts to, 1, a 2-point cut in rates compared to a quarter-point cut? Well, I can tell you this one, Frederick. The reason why I wanted to answer that, I'm going to have specifically open door up on Wednesday. Because I've decided that if there is, usually my thought process, give me a break. I was just jumped on the bid, and the second I jumped on the bid, Nvidia took another leg up. I'll get to open in a second. Usually, if I'm expecting like any chance that there could be a bigger cut than expected, I want to go to the IWM punch long.
Mm-hmm.
This time, the stock I'm going to have up is open door.
Okay.
Because I think there's a few ways to look at it, right? Their business benefits from lower rates.
Exactly.
It's got a huge short float. It's got a bit of meme craziness to it. Like what? Like, it would be a surprise.
Not
like,
a meme stock, Neil.
No, okay, fine, but you know what I mean by that. It's just how are the shorts going to feel if a 4% possibility becomes true in that moment? So that's what I'm punching long. Now, do I expect there to be a 50 basis point cut? Absolutely not. I do not think it is going to happen, but it's not zero. So I got a bunch of level 2s up. One of them at 2 o'clock or at 150 something. At 150 something on Wednesday is going to have open door up, and I'm literally going to have like a cross key set. And if it's a 50 basis point cut, I'm punching along.
Do you
on open door.
Do you feel that the market's already priced in the 25 bips?
Usually, to a certain extent, it has.
Yeah.
Usually.
So you don't think, so there's going to be no...
It doesn't mean that there won't be anything. It's just that we always treat, Sean and I and most traders over the years treat it the same way. We tend to care more, unless there's a surprise or it's in question, right? So if it's sitting at 98% or whatever, then this doesn't count.
Yeah.
Unless it's not a certainty, then we care about 230. Like look for it,
exactly.
Take some like
to what JP's his
take some range trades.
Whether he's dovish or
rubber band nonsense, take bounce plays and reversion plays. But then once 230 hits, you're looking for the actual direction and nuts and bolts. But if we get 50 basis point, I want to be ready to hit something. Like there's no way. Like what else are you going to do at that point? That's the way I look at it. Like sure, it's not a big probability, but if it's going to be a nothing burger. As Nvidia comes right back. My stop is at like 31s here, so I'm just going to go 15 cents. Just above 30. Well, I just told you exactly where it is. Doesn't really matter. So at the end of the day, if we're all expecting it's going to be a nothing burger, you're going to at least prepare yourself for the small possibility. Yeah. Because one time that you don't, it's going to happen. You know, like the one day you're like, whatever, it's a nothing burger. And then they do a surprise and you weren't ready for it. Like it costs you nothing to sit there on the keys knowing where it is that I want to express the trade and what I want to do with it. In that case, 50 basis point, punch long, open door. Ideally, it's some kind of high of the day break.
It's like right away. You're in as soon as it comes in 50 bips. You're boom. It's just like
there'd be like a limit to how far I would chase a move if I miss. But generally I'm just trying to get long.
All right.
Like I always say this.
I'm doing it too, man.
There's always a price you're not willing to pay.
Yeah.
On any move. Like I would give you, I think I could probably come up with a reasonable example of that. So like let's say open door is exactly where it is now on Wednesday, and it's at $9.40. Would I take along if I could get 960? For sure. Would I take along if I could get 975? For sure. I'd probably even still take a high of the day long at 1020. But would I punch long if all I could get was $11? No. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a limit to I'd punch long here if I get it, punch long there if I get it, punch long there if I could get it. But if I can't get it till $11 and 15%, then I'm not taking the trade.
Yeah, for sure.
Position board win.
These are okay, we got Sate up there. Guys, SMR and Oklo are going nuts today. Fantastic stuff. What do we got on a daily? Let's keep an eye out on this. Wow, Oklo, massive breakout. This is insane.
Fabian,
okay, I gotta add this to my list.
Fabian.
Text myself this somehow.
Position board.
All right, let me message. Can I message myself? That's a good question.
Can you message yourself? You can always, if you have.
Well, I was thinking about on something else there.
Oh, okay.
I'll just message Sharif, and he's probably gonna be like, "What?" I'm just like, "Hey, man, I'm just doing this for myself to add to my list." He's like, "Yeah, there we go, bang." Oklo SMR. He's gonna be like, "Bro, I don't even want to look at the market today." But there it is, a really nice breakout from the daily, Neil. You punched through 84, and then now you're off to the races. SMR, really good look as well. You're not quite at that previous peak. but you're headed on the right path. So pretty good look through some key support levels. This is going to be a key pivot. Are you going to play this through this break? I think that could be a good opportunity considering what we're experiencing on today's session. So yeah, patience, patience, patience. But I like Oklo and I like SMR, adding them to my swing trading watch list. I also love this indecision print that we're experiencing right now. So Bitcoin did get back the majority of that move there, guys. But yeah, back to Tesla. I'm going to get involved just a little bit more. Again, we do have time is working against us, so we won't go substantial. And then Neil said also keep an eye out for the imbalance, which is very, very true. But there it is. Nice indecision print right at 18. Let's see if we can break through this pivot and get an imbalance.
If it breaks if Tesla breaks 410, VWAP is at 17 on Tesla.
I don't know if it gets back to 17. Today.
Well, but even a move to like 13 makes some sense. If you what I'm looking at the 413 level, and if you're looking at TSLA, the charts are exactly the same. So if you're looking at the prices there, like a 410 break on Tesla, like if it could break 410 and get back into 415, I'm just gone inside scalp mode in Nvidia because it's holding 1720. Down to just underneath 177.20 down into 177, but not really following through. I'm trying to scalp this one to get a push even lower, but I might, not that I don't necessarily, I might want to join. If it was a good short through 410 down, then it might be a good punch long on the way back up. So I'm kind of thinking I'm joining this trade. It's not FOMO, but ultimately, it was a good short the first time at 410. I probably should have put that on again. But just like the way NVIDIA was relatively weak at the moment, but this could be a nice little quick little break. The thing about it is, with only about 25 minutes till the imbalances come out, I don't want to get caught with, hey, this is my technical trade, and the imbalances just flip the script on us for sure. That's one thing you should always pay attention to. If you're day trading, just understand that StockX could be doing whatever. We could be trending down like here on Tesla. This thing comes out with a decent buy imbalance, and you're just going to get out. Like it'll stop you out, and it'll just start rallying. And it works in the other direction too, for sure. So let's see. I mean, if Tesla breaks 410, I do think I want to take a shot at it. NVIDIA, more or less the same thing happening. What else are you guys looking at? I know we're talking about SMR there. It did just attempt the breakout. I don't like breakouts late in the day, but what I don't mind is, hey, if it shows me that there's buyers above the breakout, so I don't have to be in one of these pullback candles, like it gives you this and then holds 39, you can play the continuation play instead of just blindly taking the breakout trade at 330. It's a little late in the day for me. But yeah, these stocks are all really strong. It's this and NNE is doing really well. Is NNE going? I know CCJ looks really good. That's not doing much. CCJ, that's pretty strong, up 9%, so that's doing pretty well on this nuclear story. The entire group looking fantastic right now, the nuclear names. So if you're in any of them, the volume tapering off a little bit here, but still very, very strong. And the other thing about SMR, I know I keep coming down to this one. This is the one that's breaking like a really nice sort of consolidation, and it's broken a couple of downward trends and approaching that 50 period. So like the sellers got back in control on this thing, and they're just starting to get threatened again. That's why I like it here with SMR. Double-digit short float doesn't hurt either. So keep the names coming in. MU Trade, NNE is not joining. I don't know why. Like it's up a bunch. Like it's actually up percentage-wise more. It's up 13%. Like out of all the nuclear names, it's pretty sure it's the highest percentage I see. It's just not really doing much right now. It's in this weird like bull flag hold. Well, I guess it's like an ascending, whatever. I'm not a charter market technician. We know what it means. It's a bullish consolidation. But for whatever reason, it can't seem to break out of it. Like the algos are in control here on relatively light volume. So while the others go, it's sort of stuck, unfortunately. Oh, don't do another.
Dave, I'm not. It's not. I think it's
I love these. So first of all,
this might
thank you, David, for the super chat.
Because he's an honest guy.
But David, you're always joking around with Dave's dumb trade of the day. We know it's just your trade. It's the trade that you're looking at, and we appreciate you, brother. So play to 2111 aftermarket. So Dave and Buster's. That's if you don't know play is Dave and Buster's. They report tonight. What is the expected move on play. I'm actually not sure. Let me just try to find.
Mr. Nas, how are you, my friend?
I'll have to try to
How's
find
everything.
Oh, what the?
What the hell?
Did I know you were coming here?
No, he didn't. I didn't know I was coming here.
You didn't
Oh.
hey,
The Nos boss is in the house.
The man himself. Yeah, what's going on? Yeah, good stuff.
Well, so obviously Michael Nos will be joining us on the market recap show tonight.
Yeah, there you go. Mr. Nos joining
Spoiler alert.
on the market recap.
Oh, dude, I had no idea. Brendan
Good
said,
stuff. Good stuff.
see, here's the thing. Brendan messaged me and he's like, Michael will be here for the market recap show. But I took that as, well, he wasn't on in the morning. I'm like, it just means we'll still be having him on the show. I didn't know he'd literally be physically here.
Physically here. No, there you go. So that's fantastic. So let me ask you this, Neil. What are you going to be doing for Canadian Thanksgiving, considering the folks from TTP are coming over here? Are you? Is it out the window now? Or are you throwing it out the window?
What do you mean throwing it out the window?
Or are you going to go and celebrate with the lads?
I'll do the same thing I always do for Canadian Thanksgiving, which is come here and trade.
And then go home to the fam.
Now, typically speaking, I have family stuff. Like, we'll go and have dinner with my parents. However, I do, if there's a game that day, I know Mitch had been talking about going to a Jays game. So I'll be open to doing that, or maybe going out for a little bit.
I know you'd be open to the game.
No, but I don't know, because it's the playoffs, right? So it depends on like where we finish in the schedule and all of that. But I'll be at a few Jays playoffs games to be sure. There's no question about that. We got our allocation. We got a couple extra too. Like we got our seats and we got a couple extra. So I'll be at a lot of Jays games.
Okay. No, Explorer. We eat polar bear, my friend. We don't eat turkey for Canadian Thanksgiving. It's polar bear. All right?
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Yeah, it's good. It's great stuff.
I mean, you got to watch out for like
the hard thing
the
is
law,
what you guys don't understand is catching the polar bear is what makes it extremely difficult. All right, so just keep that in mind. No turkey, only polar bear around here.
I don't mess around with bears.
No, I don't mess around with much wildlife, Neil, because that is.
You leave that to Sharif.
Yeah, I mean, no. At the end of the day, man, I'm just trying to live my life. I'm not bothering you, so I.
Keyword is live.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not bothering you, so please don't bother me. Otherwise, hey, you know what I mean? We carry that. But yeah, at the end of the day, guys, let's see what we got going on here with Tesla. Not looking too bad. IBIT did give back a lot of its move here, which is unfortunate. So we did experience the breakout. Excuse me. But the fact that Ethereum wasn't participating is like, there might be a little bit something more in depth that we're experiencing. But again, prior resistance coming in, acting as support, that's a beauty. And there might even be another play here, but again, we only got 30 minutes left. So I'm just putting on small size. There it goes, and it takes a dive to the south side. So once it breaks through some key support levels, which is here, then I'm going to get out of that trade. Even though I'm essentially shouldn't be wrong to there, this was a chase. I was late on the execution. We should be in from here. And sure enough, the market will obviously punish you if you do play a chase style trade. And that's kind of what that is. Not going to complain, though. IBIT taught us was really well for us throughout the session. And then we weren't even trading Tesla on that downtrend. Neil, we were only on it to the long side, and we were fortunate enough to get that little pop here. So yeah, that's looking pretty good. IBIT, same thing, add a little bit more, and then eventually you do get that big time breakout, add, and then sure enough, boom, that was a pretty good look. Oh, that was, completely different attempt, but, oh no, it wasn't all same thing. All one trade, so pretty good look. And then OKLO was our other name that we traded throughout the session.
That stock is a beast today.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, Oklo, not Oklo. Why am I thinking I'm trading Oklo? It's in the back of my head. It's IonQ. Sorry.
Oh, IonQ.
Yeah, IonQ was a really nice trade this morning as well, too, Neil. The breakout, a continuation of the breakout. So, I'm still on Oklo. Otherwise, I'd be like, what is going on here?
You got to enter twice, Joe, not once.
Yeah, I know. Oh, geez, you could get it together there, guy. No, but in all seriousness, we play the continuation, Neil. The daily breakout has been really, really nice on IonQ. So we were just looking for the continuation in strength this morning. So.
And the whole, it's trust me, I'm always mixing up the quantum names and the nuclear names.
Yeah.
They have similar short flows. It's like, there's like the group of the four main ones that you look at. They both have the similar characteristics. But as you mentioned, Oklo, is it Oklo or Oklo? I seriously I go back and forth, which is, that's how you know I don't know which one I'm supposed to say. I'll say Oklo or Oklo, and you guys know that I mean either one. But 15 points to the upside. 330, someone asked me about the early looking bounces. It's still just BAC, 3.5 million to the sell side. Ooh, RR is there for a 1.1 million sell. Yikes. Yeah, that can't be good. And so nothing too crazy early. I mean, does that actually mean anything on BAC? Usually I'd call it a nothing burger. So I'm not really expecting much there. NVIDIA's kind of doing the same thing. Like the initial breakdown was okay, and now it's just sort of consolidating in the short, looking for that next push into the volume weighted average price. So for now, it is tapering back a little bit, but it's like a very slow grind reversion into VWAP at this point for NVIDIA. As David Lewis throws out IREN, Iris Energy. I have not heard that one in a while. Well, energy is the jam, and this one is absolutely flying. If there's a list of, like, there are so many, like, low-key, just bangers in the last few months, in this space, no doubt as well. IREN is maybe the one that I can't remember, like, I know what today people have been talking about, but this is one that I don't think we hear a lot about. You know, we tend to always jump into the names, and I know and I'm guilty of this myself. Or like I'll always say the name that I trade, or like the name that I own in my personal account, because that's the one I know more of, and it's the one I pay attention to. But you know, IREN as well, just an absolute banger. But at the end of the day, crypto was strong today. Quantum was strong. Nuclear names are strong.
Yep.
The Nasdaq is strong.
Yep.
Okay, Tesla was strong. I wanted to throw Tesla out there, but Tesla was strong. The only thing that's not that great, NVIDIA's red on the day, but you have a lot of these growth sectors that are just incredibly strong here today. BMN.
I like seeing the rotation, right?
Yeah.
I like.
It's a lot of the growthier stuff that's working today. Like I said, like a lot of the crypto leverage stuff is working here. A lot of the frothier aspects of the market, believe it or not, are looking incredibly strong. I see someone mentioning Reddit in the chat there. I have no idea what they're doing here today. Reddit and forget it, some people say.
All right, guys. Ready for this one? Traders, listen up. First month free. That's right. We're waiving fees. Trade smarter, not harder. Upgrade to Elite. Analyze, strategize, capitalize. Our platform, it's everything. Infinite data, instant trading, lightning fast market insights, game-changing charts, predict with backtesting, reliable real-time data, global markets at your fingertips, all in one platform. Don't miss out. Execute your best trades now. Ready to elevate your trading? Scan the QR code or check the link in the description, folks. Carney, any thoughts on Google 265 calls? What expiration, my friend? I don't want to hear anything about calls without knowing the expiration cycle that you're looking to acquire them. I mean, Google's been on a monstrous move. Right now, for me, it's CSPs on Google, right? I think it's still relatively cheap from a PE standpoint, but there's so many earnings and fundamentals that you can go by. I just try to avoid that. 265 would put it at a break. It is around the all-time highs right now, but 265 is still extremely out of the money, in my opinion. That's still 14 points away. And then look at the price action from a daily. So do you want to be buying calls when you're kind of going parabolic like this? We got the NOS boss here. I don't think he's going to do it. I'm not personally going to do it. So I would be doing more along the lines of cash secured puts on this name. I wouldn't be chasing contracts.
Yeah, that's tough.
It's very tough, right? Very tough. And I mean, it wouldn't be as tough if you're buying 2 years out, right? At the end of the day, 2 years out, 14 points, whatever it may be. But also, you're probably going to be paying a little bit of an increased premium, considering the gap ups that you've been experiencing that. And with that, obviously, the increase of the average true range, implied volatility increases, and you end up paying a little bit more money on premium. So for me personally, I wouldn't be chasing it all the way up there. I do like it for the continuation along. It's just I wouldn't be buying contracts up here.
Yeah, sometimes it's easier for the day trader to just be like, okay, well, I can just favor longs every single day and find those setups, as opposed to trying to get in on a swing basis. But I was asked in the chat, can we throw up a sector board just to give an idea of what the market is doing? It's just a good visual. And what stands out? What were you just talking about?
Alphabet.
Yeah.
Alphabet stands out like an absolute sore thumb for its strength. Amazon, Tesla. The thing about Tesla is it was so much stronger earlier. Like Tesla was almost double digits, and now it's only 3% to the upside. Nvidia with some weakness, but it's where you see some. Like, remember we were talking about like all the growth stuff that was going when it was, the crypto type names, the nuclear names, your quantum names. Well, have a look at the defensive names. Consumer defensive. Procter down, Costco down, Coke, Pepsi down, Philip Morris down. So you get that's where the weakness is going in, and then healthcare is weak on a day like today. So markets, pressing into some highs. Tech is really strong, and we're seeing healthcare and consumer defensive places that had been flights of safety. Those are heading in the other direction. Hopefully all is good with whatever just dropped there for sure. But yeah, the Nasdaq still trending into the highs. It's not crazy action. You know how the market works. So in the afternoons, we're tending to go a little bit sideways, just like a slow grind back up. And Reddit got mentioned right before we threw over to Joe. Look at this, triple top. Reddit's got a little breakout action for it tomorrow.
Let me tell you about Reddit. So on the weekend, I'll go over my charting and I'll look for potential swing trades. Reddit was number one a couple weeks ago, but now it's gone, right?
So it would have been this one,
yeah,
this long.
so you see that hammer candle and the volume? Yeah, I'm like, all right, let's be patient, wait for it. Off to the races.
So you wanted it off here?
Well, eventually I would have built in like more of a swing trade, right? Like going for a couple weeks or something along those lines.
I see.
But it just went through the roof, and I ended up swinging a little bit of Dell Technologies, which worked out pretty good. I'm out of it now, but then I got smoked this morning on TXN.
You mentioned when you came in.
Yeah. I got smoked on some TXN this morning.
My swings in is the most recent one for me is in UNH.
UNH, that's a fantastic.
At the 300.
Oh yeah, that's fantastic.
Yeah, but it didn't.
50 points.
But I did it twice. Like the first time I did it, I got flat because it didn't do anything, and then this time we rang a little bit last week because it came in. Kind of tested that 360, right? So that's that 20. That's that 20%. But the next look is, stop me if you've heard this before, the 200 period moving average and 420. Although the longer it takes, the 200 period moving average gets lower. Last week, the 200 period moving average was 420. Now it's just slightly underneath it. So UNH, as I just mentioned with the sector watch or the board there, obviously it's not that strong. Healthcare not strong in a day where tech is leading the way. So it's consolidating. Healthy consolidation is what I will call UNH. It held a low. The good news for it here is when it dipped this morning, it held this prior low from last week, and now it's kind of just consolidating here. So it's made a bit of a top. That's why you take some out at a resistance level. But as long as it can hold on to 340-ish, I think it's got another leg in it here for UNH. But yeah,
I want to take a look at our good friend, the SMCI here, obviously being a little bit.
Is it a good friend?
Yeah, but that's
whose friend is SMCI?
Exactly. So maybe not so much.
Not my friend.
No, not. Yeah.
I've never owned it. So
I've never owned it either. Fabian, are you all right? He's good. He's good. There we go. I don't even got an animation for that one, anyways. But no. So our good friend Jay Doe in the chat.
It's all good, Fabian. It's Monday, man.
Fabian, brother, I'll tell you all about that if you would like. Did you hear my story this morning? All right, I'll tell you in a second. So anyways, yeah, SMCI, just be cautious, right? You could completely enter this gap, but you also have a little bit of time value, extrinsic value on your contracts. So I would like to keep them in. Obviously, it's your trade. But nothing wrong. They do expire this week. Nothing wrong with selling contracts throughout the week and locking in some of those gains, considering that you said he's up over 230% on some of them. So
what happened?
Oh, you didn't hear my story. So anyways, I very rarely bet sports, right? So I took a UFC main event, right? And I needed to go into the third round. Buddy gets knocked out with 13 seconds left in the second round. And then the other half of my ticket wins. And then this morning, I wake up to TXN, a stock, Texas Instruments, gapping down $6. So it was just it was a double jab to the face for losses for your boy this week. And so everything that could go wrong did go wrong. And
Rip.
Yeah.
F in the chat, guys.
Yeah, exactly. So
and Fabian's fine. He just was the thing that fell was just
That's all it is, man.
Not a big deal. What's really cool is you hold that back up. So we have this like stool. So now he can take a knee. You know how Randy comes on the stage now he's too tall?
Yeah.
Let's still
You don't
sit
want
on it.
I mean,
Is you
I'm
can
actually
take
short.
it.
I can actually stand.
Oh, you can actually stand. No, but Randy, when he stands in his spot,
Take a knee.
yeah, like his head's out of the picture, unfortunately. So now you can take a knee. I used that when I had my foot up. So I'd be sitting in the desk and I would have my leg up, and I'd have a footstool so I could stretch it out after my surgery. So that's why it's here. I actually don't even know what it's really for.
Yeah, I told you I got the MRI results.
Yeah,
and everything. Yeah, it's not good, man.
Oh.
Yeah, it's not good.
Well,
so yeah, let's see what we got going on.
But you know what though? It's just best to know. You just want
Yeah, it is,
you
it
want to
is,
know
it
where you stand so that you can go forward with
yeah,
rehab,
I'm
right?
glad that it's not complete. I probably won't have to go through complete knee reconstruction, but they got to get in there, snip the meniscus, and do all that fun stuff. So I won't be playing for next. And I'm 33, man. So it's just like.
Yeah, but you can handle the work of the rehab. That's the thing.
Yeah.
If you got the right mentality, you get that work. It's just like rehab sucks.
Yeah,
And
it
anybody
sucks.
who it's not fun. But it's also better to just get to the point where you know what you got to do. The hardest part is when like there's something wrong and you're like, I don't know what to do.
Yeah,
It's just
yeah,
like
yeah.
this is hurts, that's sore. I'm like, just tell me what I can do about this. And once you point me in that direction, like
Absolutely.
and I know you'll probably crush it. All right, 5 minutes to go till the imbalances. I'm tightening
Exactly.
stops
Let's
here.
go Tesla. I mean, we're still in this name. I told you we grabbed a little
it's
bit
going.
more here, so that's working. Loa, I would have loved to have got it in here, and then we would have had a lot of fun with that one. Thank you, Hangry Rife. Eric Vargas, it totally depends on. I am Dinkelberg. Eric Vargas, it totally depends on the setup, right? Like, no one trade. I don't think deserves the same size, right? You obviously have to kind of gauge everything accordingly. Some deserve more, some deserve less, and I think you have to look at it this way. So yeah, that's how it is. Should be married with kids, says Marie. I know, Marie. What's going on? I got a
What?
Maybe I get that. She said I should be married with kids at 33. Or kid.
Wow.
I have a fur baby. Does that count? I love that thing oh man, I never loved anything.
That just got real.
Yeah, I never loved anything as much as I love that guy, man. That is my guy right there.
I feel like Mary's making a strong hint there, Joe.
Yeah, I know, Mary. You got time will tell, right? Just raw. Every trade says hangry wife. Yeah. Well,
There's no rushing into things.
no, there isn't. And I've talked to family members. They said, bro, you're good till you're 35. Yeah,
There's
Steve Franco. That's my
Man,
guy,
people live way longer nowadays. You're not, dude.
You know what I mean?
We're all living till we're like.
No,
like
I wouldn't go
deep
that
in our
far, Fabian. Fabian said 50
50?
is the new 30. I wouldn't go that
It doesn't matter as much for men, but like, yeah, because
Doesn't it get like
think we're good.
worse quality? It gets
Okay, so I'm not gonna. We're not gonna hash that part out. Go back to trading for a quick little second before. I'm not trying to say some stuff and get my butt kicked. I'm out of Nvidia at break even. We have 3 minutes till imbalances come out. So it was a scalp trade sideways. The initial trade pretty solid, but yeah, I'm not going down that rabbit hole. Take it out break even before the imbalances come in. I'm probably just gonna punch out a Snapchat. It's about to break the high anyways. So I'm short here at like 48. It never came back into that low. We had this one. I took this one just after lunchtime and just been sitting in it, but it doesn't seem to want to go anywhere. So I'm going to see if I can't grab. I'll see if I can snag the midpoint before it breaks out higher here. And for anyone looking at SMR, that did pull back pretty decently, right back into the prior high. It's running out of time to catch a bid. If it had done this maybe 15 minutes ago, I think I might take a shot, but I'm not taking a position before the imbalances come in. BAC is now gone, so the early look is pretty blank. Just HPE, VICI, that's about it. We'll see if Nvidia has an imbalance. That's one of the reasons why I want to jump out of it. Typically a stock that'll have a decent size imbalance, Nvidia. And Paul just put Circle and Wow in there. That makes sense. If Bitcoin's going,
Is it going again?
and the crypto names are going, BMNR is going, why wouldn't Circle on the New York, Neil, be going as well? And it is 7.5%. This is the thing. I think when you have a little bit of bullishness in the crypto space, that's when these can really start to get some juice. Because this has really been, I don't want to say a dumpster fire, but it's been a disaster for at least a couple of months now. Like, there's been no bid. This is a distinct trend break on Circle. You come into tomorrow, and let's knock on some wood here, but if we're talking about opportunities for tomorrow, we just got that midpoint, nice, on Snapchat, so just kind of getting out of that trade before it breaks out my break even. This looks like a nice trend break and a breakout of the range tomorrow, 137 on Circle. Reddit's chart looks similar to this, but look at that. Hold the low, only one place to go. Now, knock on wood that it doesn't break this out in the aftermarket, and then you can't really take the trade. But Circle looking really spicy.
Yeah, it's looking pretty good. Your Huckleberry? Yeah, so here it is, brother. Thanks for reminding us. We got a couple earnings play, nothing substantial. We have Dave & Buster's after the bell, and then an additional weed company coming up after that. So 14.8% expected move. So you can get to a high of around 27.28 and a low of around 20.60. So hopefully that helps you a little bit there. And let's figure out what the other name is here. I don't even know what high. Do you know what the ticker to high tide is, Neil? By any chance? Anybody? If you guys put it in there, what is it? Let's see. Let's just type it in here.
HITI.
HITI. All right, let's go. High tide. That makes a lot of sense. And the same thing, nothing crazy. 28.1% expected move, so a high of around $4.
You say nothing crazy.
But I mean, it's a $3
stock.
name, right? So like again, 28% is obviously substantial, I guess, all relative at the end of the day. So the imbalances are out there. The early ones, yeah. So there we go, bang.
Nothing much.
Yeah, I mean, but we did get the pop in Tesla here, though, Neil.
What's RIT?
Which is pretty good. We'll take that all day. Let's go.
So really, I'm surprised. Absolutely nothing. Oh, but no, sorry, Tesla has an imbalance.
Yeah, there we go.
800,000 is actually pretty decent on Tesla.
There we go, bang.
So 800,000 buy imbalance on Tesla, but nothing over $1 million. So really, it's just Tesla that had the imbalance. I was looking over at Nvidia. That's a nothing burger. I'm scrolling down to find it, and you still don't even see it. Like you get Intel at 500K, but that's about it. So only Tesla with a significant imbalance here at the end of the day. Very likely that'll even pair off. Because, I mean, what's Tesla done in volume today? 150 million shares, 800,000 in balance with 2.2 paired. That's going to almost certainly have no trouble pairing off. And the lack of an imbalance might have given some juice. Yeah, no juice whatsoever on any of the chip names. Alphabet didn't have an imbalance either, but it got back to those highs. Google, another 52-week high. Just continue. We were just talking about how strong this sucker is. 4% today. Just seems to be, it's running away, Alphabet.
It's gone, man.
Ever since this channel break. Like it had a long channel when you break the channel. Palantir did the same setup. We had a very, very long channel where it was holding higher highs, higher lows. Then it stopped breaking to the bottom of the channel, started holding the top, and when it broke out the high, the 52-week high, that's exactly when you got the acceleration.
I'm honestly, again, it's all hindsight, Neil, and I'm slightly frustrated at myself because I've spoke this narrative, and I'm curious to think on how you feel about it. Is that some of these Mag 7 names, it's almost like everything is essentially in the background is noise, considering, and the way I look at it is that they have so much cash on hand, unlike some of the dot-com bubbles, is that any form of dip, regardless if it's a SEC probe or they're getting fined more digital sales tax, whatever it may be, in other countries, it's like, yeah, whatever. They'll find a hump over it because they're so positioned well, and they just have so much cash that you may as well just buy it.
Yeah, they're generating so much revenue. They have so many, Google in particular, they're generating revenue in so many different ways, and they have so many levers they can pull for growth. It's like, well, you're concerned about ad, well, then how about the fact that it's quantum and automated driving and AI? Right? It's like, there's so many other places. YouTube is ridiculous.
And it's like in the likes, exactly. YouTube is insane.
It's insane. I'm not just saying that because we're on YouTube.
Exactly.
Saying that because whoever's all concerned about TikTok, man, get out of here, man. YouTube.
Get out of here. Yeah, all day. YouTube Shorts, that stuff is literally like, it's highly addictive.
It's a crack.
Yeah, I was going to say that, but I didn't want to
call it like it is.
It is literally crack.
Like, Yish is addictive.
If you start, I guarantee you it's at least 30 minutes before you stop. And that's how it is for me personally. But back into seriousness, it's like, okay, with the likes of Amazon, their e-commerce business. Never mind that, we got AWS, we got Zoox, and you just have so many things within the ecosystem of these names that it's
that's like what doom scrolling is called.
Yeah, I know, it's bad. It's bad. It's almost hard for them to fail at the end of the day.
They almost, well, it's not that they can't fail. It's just that if one thing goes wrong, they've got like 5 others that can go right.
And then not even that, they have the cash to bail themselves out eventually, right? Like they can get out of the majority of the problems that they run into.
They can invest their way into something they're failing on. They can buy companies to acquire whatever tech they need that they may be falling behind on. There's just so many, again, like there's so many levers they can pull. We have 1 minute to go until like the imbalance. Sometimes the things will flip. I wanted to find Tesla's starting to pair off a little bit. I know you're in that one, like 750,000. It was 850 as well, but want to give a big shout out to Trade the Pool, everybody. Why? You should know why. Because instead of risking your own money, you can trade with someone else's capital. No more fear of losing, no more moving your stop loss too soon. And you actually get enough capital to make it worth your time. So you can aim for big profits, not just a couple $100 a month. This is the revolution called limited risk trading, and it's powered by Trade the Pool. This is how it works. Join Trade the Pool, hit the profit goal, and keep 70% of the profits. Visit tradethepool.com or scan the QR code in front of you now for 10% off. Shout out to Trade the Pool. We're going to have them on. They're coming, as you mentioned, in just under 1 month. I wanted to say 1 month, but it's like literally just under 1 month. They'll be coming to a Canadian Thanksgiving. So watch out. There was a... Open Door now has an imbalance of 700,000 buy. Not very big for Open Doors. And they just paired.
They did.
And you just saw, Tesla was there for 700,000. It just paired off. So that 700,000, bit of a pullback there for Tesla from 411 down into 409. But that was on the pairing event. That's why we talk about anytime you're looking at the imbalances or there's a drive in one direction or the other because of the imbalances, at 355, oftentimes you'll see them pair and there will be a market move. I mean, somewhat of a market move when it does pair off. I'm not saying a buy and balance goes to sell or pairs off, it has to go down, but oftentimes you'll see a little bit of a reverse, especially if it's at a resistance spot already. So good look there for Tesla. Only about 4 minutes to go. We'll go to Adara one more time.
I just want to remind you guys or let you guys know, if you're not aware, Donald Trump is speaking at 4 p.m. He's set to sign a presidential memorandum. I have the stream open again that will start at 4 and I will provide coverage. Should A, this start on time, and B, anything be market related? Back to you.
And shout out to, well, thank you. First of all, thank you, Adara, because I'd forgotten about that. Hold on. And thank you in the chat for Michelle Meir mentioning that AFRM is cranking. Only 4 minutes to go. I'm going to get up to the desk in like a minute or two, but
whenever you have to.
Man, AFRM, this was one that I'll tell you, when Klarna came out, my first thought was, like, if Klarna fails, then it's very likely that you're going to have the top for AFRM. Well, what did Klarna do today? Recovery. Where did it bounce? Remember what the IPO issue was on Klarna? $40.
$40.
What's the price that defined the low on Friday? $40. What did it do today? Went up 7%. And if it goes up 7%, AFRM goes up 7%. So it's more of a buy now, pay later space move. And certainly, and again, this goes for any one of these IPOs. If it starts trending to the downside, do not forget big historical price. You don't have much price action. You've got the low on the first day. You've got the IPO issue price. Sometimes you can go back and look at other when they were private, like funding raising levels, and find out what the market cap was, or it's being valued at this amount of a price, and there was a massive buy at this price, and then work backwards and figure out what that is in dollar terms. Or you can just look at the issue price, which is an obvious one, because the fact that you could have pegged that low at $40 and be sitting there chilling on Klarna now. Like, what are we at, 46? And that's a good 15% move, buying it on Friday morning, bouncing off that 40 level. You know the underwriters don't want to get embarrassed by having it turn red in like 3 days or 4 days. They're going to defend that price. That's exactly what they've done. And I say they because that's just usually how it works. I don't know for a fact that the underwriters were buying this one up in front of 40 and defending it, but that's just standard operating procedure as 7% here, 7% over there on AFRM.
How do you like Webull down here, Neil? I know you got to get over to the desk there.
I'm waiting. It's not working since earnings on Webull. So I'll get that out of the way. I own Webull. I have like 1069 is my price. Because when it bounces off 10, there's only 3 options for me: 1022, 1042, and 1069. I'm going to buy one of those prices randomly in front, my long term. But look at it. It's just not working. complete sideways action on Webull. And I like the fact that it's holding the consolidation, but it either breaks down here and I'm a buyer back into the 10 to 11 level, or I'll let it break back out and participate when it breaks back out. While it's just sitting here doing nothing, I am doing nothing with it. Like, look at the rally that we're seeing. We saw SoFi make a break of the highs, the Qs are at the highs, Webull's down 1.5% and really showing no signs of oomph. So there's no reason to do anything with it right now.
Yeah, no, I agree on that front. Yeah, I mean, I like this name a little bit here, to be honest with you.
I'm going to get myself up.
Yeah, go do what you got to do there, brother. I mean,
see you guys in a minute.
Yeah, so you guys will see Neil there in a minute. But now, guess what? You're stuck here with me, all right? So let's enjoy this last 60 seconds and go through some of the trades that we were on today. Let's go, Tesla. I told you guys we were going to wait for that imbalance. Rusty Dutch, my friend, if Bitcoin doesn't hit 117 overnight, I'm going to be knocking on your door, all right? So don't forget that. I hold people accountable. So ISO Joe is right, Dinkelberg. Let's do this thing. I mean, I wish we had some more time here because we don't have much, but we got the IBIT breakout. We missed it on Friday. We had the exact same game plan as today, and then we executed correctly. So that's exactly what we were looking to do. Now, Tesla, hot in play. Elon buying $1 billion worth of stock, working out to a couple million. We got 3 seconds. 2, 1, and boom, 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 and that's it. It is closed for the day. But, guys, Elon grabbing a couple million more shares. I think it's only a matter of time until we break through that previous all-time high. We're still about 10, 12% off it, maybe a little bit more now considering this pullback. But other than that, it's been a pretty good session, and I've been happy to chill it here and hang out with you guys. To all my friends, I'm going to do an early roll call on this one because I'm going to wait for the nod. But we got Gorab closing my runner on Palantir. Brother, let that ride. Let it ride. I'm glad that you've been killing it as well, too. Los Pollos, Mike P, Dinkelberg, Jay Doe. Who else do we got? My guy, RIVN Millionaire. Everyone in the chat. Mike P, I already mentioned you. Well, we'll give Mike P a double. 420 Bud Monster. And then shout out to Durante Gordon. Let's go, my friend. Hope you guys all had a solid session. Havana, how could I forget you ever? Havana Woody, and then RIVN Millionaire, everyone, Juggernaut Sports and Stonks, everyone, iFast Trades, Bob the dog. Bob, was it you who was writing Tesla calls? I hope not. Not cool, I hope not, brother. Party P, 4 bands, brother, party. How come you haven't called me yet and be like, yo, Joe, this is what we're doing. We got to hang out. We're going there. We're going to Colombia. We're doing this. Because you've been raking in a lot of cash lately. And I keep my eyes on those individuals. You know what I mean? Joe, yeah, Macaro. What's up? Makiro. What's up? Joe the King. I appreciate that one. Never traded options in my life. Oh, okay, it wasn't you, Bob Dog. It was somebody else. It was never you. You should hop on them. Have a little fun with those. Oh, okay. That's not. Let's get out of that here. Okay, boom, that was close, I forgot. There it is, I was too excited to hang out with you guys. As soon as you give me the nod there, Assassino, I'm good to go. If not, we can hang out with these guys for a little bit. No, they're just our FID trader. They're good to go? No, these are just blue lights, man. It's hella bright up in here, so we want to keep those on. But guys, that's enough of me. I'm sure you're sick of seeing my face all day. You want to go see the good-looking individuals, and that's going to be Adara, Neil, and Mr. Nos Boss himself on the aftermarket recap, guys. Have a good one.
This is not Michael Nos, everybody. Definitely not. But this is the Market Recap Show brought to you by Beta Pro, by Globex. And hopefully, can you...
Yeah, I was going to say.
I'll let Adara introduce who our special guest is right now for obvious reasons.
So this is my father, Perry, and he was in Toronto for the week, and this is his last day, so he wanted to visit the studio. So this is my dad. Do you want to say hi?
Yeah, hi. Yeah, it's great to be here. I've been bugging Dara for a while to actually get a lay of the land, so it's awesome. Yeah. And we were here for TIFF, or I was here for TIFF.
Yeah, so that was really awesome. So this is, my dad, and happy to have him on here. And thank you, Neil, for suggesting that. Yeah.
Well, I only have one question for you, and that is, how is it that you managed to raise someone who is so multi-talented?
Oh, that's very nice of you to say that. That's very nice of you to say that. I would probably give most of the credit to my wife, but she has my good looks. I'm kidding. But yeah, and she's kind of shy. I'm kidding. She's got my propensity to chat a little bit, right, Dara? Yeah, and then she might have her speed of talkingness from me.
Well, we all love it here. I can tell you right now, The viewers absolutely love Adara, and the degree to which, like, it's like Adara's turned into like a crutch for myself, and I know for Sean and the rest of us, it's like I don't have to remember important like tidbits and stories and dates and who's the CEO anymore, because I know if I just start, and who is this again? I'm gonna know in 2 seconds because Adara's gonna remind me.
I have the button now, which has made it very convenient for that as well. I can just
you have
press
no
the
idea
button.
how awesome it is.
That is so great to hear. I mean, she loves being here, and I gotta say, from a parent point of view, it's so cool to see your kid at work, right?
Yeah, because you get to watch the show.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So yeah, thank you. I'm happy to have you here, Dad, and thank you, Neil, for giving me this opportunity as well. So yeah, thank you. Thank you.
I appreciate it. See, that's what I love about this show.
Thank you. So yeah, this is. I love like how cool the vibe is here on Trader TV Live. And speaking of work, it's funny too. Fiverr actually on watch because via FVRR, weird work-related transition. They did have news heading into the close. They're going to lay off roughly 250 employees in a restructuring to focus on AI. So the AI aspect of this is kind of odd. I don't know their workforce. I'm going to quickly look this up to see how many people they have in their workforce. I guess, well, I can't find that right now, so I'm going to keep looking there. But Rocket Lab also has news, Neil. They say they may offer and sell some of their common stock from time to time, up to $750 million. That's through an SEC filing. That is the most wishy-washy thing I've ever heard. They might sell their stock. So that's Rocket Lab. David Buster's is dropping here. All work and no play makes this one a dull boy. I'm gonna have to look at this
100%. But it's interesting for Rocket Lab because Rocket Lab right at the highs on the daily. Unfortunately, when you get that news, and obviously that's exactly the kind of thing that's going to cause a little bit of a pullback. And of course, I say daily, and then I'm looking at a weekly chart, but it's the same thing. If I pull up a daily, move that to a daily chart, you'll see it's right up at was right up at the top there, breaking out. And just lost the 54 level at the close here. Not a huge move down, but a 2 to 2.25% move in the aftermarket here for Rocket Labs to that downside. Unfortunately, a bit of a disappointment for them. You never really want an offering. You don't want them to be raising. And I just saw in the chat someone already saying Fiverr only has 762
Oh, so that's
employees.
like a third.
But I'm getting that from somebody else.
I'm looking for that still,
I see it in the chat. So I'm trusting you guys here. That is 762, which I just saw from Timon in the chat. Dave and Buster's out.
Yeah, and it's not good.
Is it playing nice?
I mean, not really, but neither was this report. So it's like one of those ones where you kind of understand why it's reacting the way it does. Yeah. So as of the end of 2023, the most recent, I can find 775 employees. So that's pretty close. Yeah, this is not a good report, Neil. So their earnings only increased by 0.5% year over year, which is pretty minuscule. They also missed estimates. They reported sales $562.78 million versus estimates of $557.41. They also reported Q2 adjusted earnings 40 cents versus 92 cents expected. That is a massive miss here. Now, they also had a decline in comparable store sales, a metric that we know really does matter here for this type of business, down 3% year over year. So bit of a rough look there for PLAY.
It's a mixed reaction because at least initially they responded by going to the upside. But this is the thing, when a company like this, where you care probably a little bit more about the comparable sales, the top and bottom can come out and it spikes to the upside, but then now you've now gone red by 5.5%. It was initial move was up, but now you're starting to fall right back in here, everybody. And Dave and Buster's, it does have a decent short float, so it's more fun when it heads to the upside, but this is not looking good. It's trapped some people that might have bet for the long with that breakout that we had, at least initially. And then when you pull up the daily chart here for Dave & Buster's, yuck, yuck, and yuck. It's hugging the 200 period moving average in the wrong direction and just failed it again today. So it's a bit of a technical fail breakout here for Dave & Buster's. In addition to that, same store sales drop 3%.
Yeah, Rocket Lab's still dropping again, guys. The catalyst is that they may, and I do mean may, they may be offering and selling shares of their common stock, quote, from time to time of up to $750 million. That is a very catalyst, but the market doesn't like it, understandably. That does suggest
digest a sale, though again, we have no timing on it. We don't really have a clear amount. Oscar, though, thank you to Adam James in the chat for bringing this one to my attention. This is another offering. So we've got Rocket Labs with this potential offering, then we actually have Oscar Health with an offering. That is going to be a $350 million convertible note offering, and the goal of that is apparently to fuel AI-driven growth. So, Neil, this makes this the second offering of the night, and also the second company to announce a kind of mixed catalyst and use AI as an excuse. The first would be Fiverr, laying off, as far as we can tell, roughly a third of its workforce so they can focus on AI. So that's kind of weird.
I don't like these. The offerings at the end of the day, they shouldn't surprise anybody. When you have markets at the highs and when you have growth names and runners moving like they are, you should expect that companies are going to want to raise capital. So it's not, if it comes out of left field to you, for things like Oscar or for Rocket Labs to do these raises, it shouldn't. You should expect these types of things to happen. It's not, these are not long-standing, big-time generating cash. We were talking about the Mag 7 names with Joe and how they've so much cash they can basically withstand any kind of a move, and they have a war chest in many ways that they can pull, levers they can pull to make money. That's not always the same case. I mean, Rocket Labs, let's be real. Rocket Labs was a $15 stock. That is now $55. This is a company that is very, very young at the end of the day. And when you throw up, say, like Oscar was an $11 stock that put in a double up. And again, these are companies that don't have a track record, that are not making a bunch of money. And when you're trying to stay the course, part of that is going to be continuously raising capital. So unfortunately, we have a couple of those today. Dave & Buster's, I just want to double check to see how our earnings name is doing. But Dave & Buster's, it's still a bust. It hasn't made a fresh low. It just held $21 even, so at least there's that. It's made a bit of a bottom here, stabilizing, but down 7%. The big miss was on that same store sales, 3% decline there. That's never going to be good. I'll always love Dave & Buster's because I was at one, I think in my early 20s, and one of the machines was malfunctioning.
Really?
So I was waiting. You know the one where it's just like it just pushes the coins in, and it's
like basic.
However many coins drop, you get tickets.
Okay, yeah.
So there was one that was waiting to be able to play that machine, and because people were getting paid out. So I saw people and they were getting their tickets out.
Yes.
I'm like, oh, they're probably going to leave. They had a ton of tickets.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, they're going to be leaving. They're just getting a big payout, but they didn't leave. And then 5 minutes. 10 minutes. I'm like, what is going on here? And then eventually they saw me waiting, and one of them came over and said, look, we gotta go, but this machine is malfunctioning and it's just spitting tickets out.
That's amazing.
So it's gonna go until it's empty, but we gotta get out of here. So just kind of, so I just stood there and like, okay, I'll just take the tickets too. And then I probably won like a $5 or $20 whatever prize you could win because it's so cheap. But I like Dave & Buster's. I just don't like it here.
No.
I think it's a short. Probably tomorrow, barring some kind of miracle.
I mean, yeah, like beyond the comparable store sales miss, Neil, which would be bad either way, they also did have that double miss on earnings. Now, unless you're Oracle and you come up with pretty wild projections to, give a nice cushion to your double miss, you're probably not going to do too well on a double miss. And I do want to talk about Webtoon here as well. This is a small cap, WBTN. This one announcing a deal with Disney. They've entered a non-binding term sheet for the development of a digital comics platform that's going to be including past comics from Disney's portfolio. So cool comic-themed catalyst here for WBTN and DIS, though I would doubt this is moving DIS. I'm going to check to make sure.
I can't imagine why
and
it would
is not. It's not moving Disney, but it will move the small cap that is associated. It's a good look here for Webtoon. Speaking of small caps, like Tesla was kind of moving like a small cap today.
It really was.
That was wild to watch. That 420, which Elon posted about it. It's the prophecy. We moved up $69 to 420. So I think he was just happy that happened. But either way, like the 400 support held, the 410 resistance to an extent held, the 420 kind of existed. Like there's a lot of levels that held up, but other than that, the volatility on this was insane to watch.
It gave you perfect opportunity. So
it was beautiful.
This morning you could have longed 415 twice.
Yeah.
You could have shorted 420. It then broke down 415 once in the afternoon. Then it gave a clean breakdown at 410.
Yes, it did.
Then it gave a clean hold reversal at 405. It was like every $5 there was something you could have been doing with Tesla. It didn't matter. Like if you didn't make money in the morning, you could have made money shorting in the afternoon. If you didn't make money shorting in the morning, you could have made money long in the afternoon. Like in either direction. However, it is worth pointing out, in this gap up, third day strong, Tesla was trend down today.
That's true.
So like ultimately, yes, Tesla, big rally on Thursday, big rally on Friday. Tesla is going to still be up overall 3.5% from Friday's close, but it was in a downtrend today. The third day was to sell the news. And part of that, I think, could just stem from, well, if Tesla was just being bought by Elon and the extra volume on Friday was Elon buying shares, then in the absence of that, there wasn't that extra juice for it to push, unfortunately.
And I agree, and I think we probably will see a lot more of this random intense buying on Tesla because we know Elon Musk wants his big pay package. In order to get his big pay package and get his 11th and 12th tranche, he needs Tesla to reach market caps of 7.5 trillion and 8.5 trillion respectively. So how do you do that? You get the stock to run up, and I think there's a couple different aspects of that. A, Elon needs to seem committed to Tesla, and B, there has to be enthusiasm with the stock. Now with this movie, Neil, I believe he accomplishes both. So I suspect we will probably see a lot more of these sporadic rallies in Tesla that will be explained by an SEC filing a day or two later.
Well, I definitely think that you have something there for sure. And nice try, 420 Bud Monster. See, you gift me 420 and then I'm just going to go right back and gift you 690. Your move, 420 Bud Monster. It's just a little fun thing we love to do around here. But just to give a recap, I know we are going to have, it would have been a surprise, obviously, that Michael was in the building. But then you guys saw Michael kind of walk past in the afternoon, so you know the NOS boss is here live here today. But just to give you a quick recap here, the only big earnings name we had today, or it's not really a big earnings name, the earnings name that we had, of course, is going to be Dave & Buster's. It is headed back into the low, so missed on the top and the bottom. They also had weak same-store sales, down 3 percentage points. So, Michael, here's the thing. This morning, I get a message. We didn't have you on in the morning, which it's not normal on a Monday. So I'm like, so what's going on? Yeah. And then in the afternoon, like Brendan messages me, and he just says, well, we're gonna have Michael on for the close, which I took as, okay, well, Michael couldn't make it in the morning show. He'll be back regularly in the afternoon. Nobody told me you were going to be here physically, Michael.
So I just gave you a little jump scare when I came in. Hey, what's going? Yeah, no. If I'm here, if I'm in Toronto, if I'm out of my little shack in the woods, I got to come by and say hi to the people and see what's going on with the markets, which is great because I was in a conference all day, so I wasn't able to look. But now I can listen to you guys and know what's going on.
Well, it was a good day in the markets in general. Like the Qs went. But a lot of the real rally happened in some of the growth stuff. Like late in the day, we had Bitcoin break the 115 level. Yeah. ETH didn't really want to go with it, and some of the small cappers around there started to go as well. BMNR started going to the upside and looked pretty strong, which makes a little bit of sense. And we had the quantum names had some big moves early on, and then you had the nuclear names were strong rallies. So a lot of that growth here part of the market was doing really well. My question would be, okay, that's all well and good, but that slim chance at a 50 basis point cut seems like it's going out the window for Wednesday.
Yeah, see, well, you're always trying to stump me, and with Fed talk, that might be the way to do it. But I still think everything is going to be priced in for that. I believe 25. That was going to be my bet anyway, and I could certainly be wrong on that. But seeing what's happening in crypto, and more specifically Solana, right? And knowing that we're going down the cap scale in crypto. So first we had the giant Bitcoin move, then we had Ethereum approach all-time highs, and it's been stalling there for a while. Now we have Solana approaching all-time highs, and through that, if we really take a big zoomed out look up there on Solana,
let's go to a week.
It's that looks like a really nice base, and if you just run kind of a basic target based on a base like that, it's shooting at like $1,000 for Solana, which would be a 5x from here. So the Fed isn't supposed to be paying attention to some of these speculative moves. No. It's supposed to just be jobs and inflation, but I bet you they are. I bet you, like, secretly he's got a chart of the SPY up and says, really, do I want to cut in this? So I wouldn't be surprised if that 50 that everyone's expecting becomes 25, and
it's
then
like, how could it?
Maybe that's it by the end of the year.
Like when asset values are through the roof, it's like, what are we doing cutting 50 basis points? It wouldn't make a lot of sense. And I tend to agree with you there. But speaking about Solana, so I have the weekly chart up, and clearly it's been on a pretty strong rally. At this point, like you're already
more than 2x from the local bottom.
Yes. Yeah.
And the breakout hasn't even happened yet.
Yep.
Now, for most people, and I'm going to include myself in this, I do have some Solana. I'm mostly Bitcoin, but I do have some. I'll get that out of the way.
Yep.
But it's not a lot. For most people, taking this kind of a break after this kind of a rally is a very difficult thing to do, because it just feels like we've come so far so fast. You have a lot of people thinking taking profits in front of levels like this in the high 250s, 260s, let alone breaking at above 300. So sort of walk me through what you're looking for, because I know, like you just said, explosive potential technically.
Yes. Well, and I hope if you just bring up a chart of Ethereum, I hope we get the same move in Solana that we just got in Ethereum. And actually, I'm really poised to maybe take this Ethereum move, because that's that same weekly chart. And you can see almost the same movement. Well, we got up to that prior high, and then we just rested for a month or two. Perfect world. That's what we see on Solana as well, is we get to these all-time highs, and we just chill out. And if we can do that, that makes the trade a little bit easier, because you're just buying new all-time highs and you're putting your stop below that base. Again, that makes things a little bit easier for me. Market sometimes doesn't make things easy. So I'm going to buy the all-time high break regardless. And then if I have to come up with a stop, I think it's just going to be ATR based. Like, give me on a weekly basis like 2 ATRs or 3 ATRs, and I'll just use that as a stop.
Yeah, and for everyone that complains that ETH didn't follow through, the other thing you got to consider, like, this is a monthly here on ETH, everybody, and you know, we break, we're literally consolidating in between the prior, like, local high, I'll call it. That's the term I like to use. I guess that's the right thing to say. The local high is 41, and this top, we're just consolidating. And we get this a lot, like, oh, this X stock isn't moving, or that stock's not moving. I will tell you this right now, and I'm going to pull up Palantir, a stock that we're all familiar with, to prove this point. I'm going to use a daily chart, jumping into it right here. If you are pulling back from a take of the high and you go sideways after that pullback, that is a good thing, not a bad thing. I know you get bored with it, and you know it's not exciting, but if it's getting bought at the first dip point after making an all-time high, that probably means that there's people that want to buy back into the next run.
Well, and that's institutional accumulation. They're not chasing the gap up or the breakout. You got to remember, these guys have investment committees and compliance departments, and they have to decide well in advance what they want to trade and where they want to trade it. So I think this was a perfect chart in Palantir where it pulls back into a zone that some investment committee has decided that this is the place they want to place the trade, and they're just going to bid there because they can't chase the stock up. So that's, I think, what's happening right now with Ethereum is that we hit that high, and as it pulls back, all of the investment committees and everything have their chance to take the move, and we just consolidate here, and hopefully it continues to go. And this is, you know, stereotypical what makes bull flags. We all love the bull flag, but the mechanics behind it is simply that, is that the big guys, they won't chase the move higher. They'll put their bids down, and that's what stops these from going lower, and the volatility contraction. You can see how tight Ethereum's been even over the last handful of days versus what it was on the way up. They're not buying because of the volatility contraction. They're causing the volatility contraction because they won't chase up the price. They're just waiting for it to come back down. They're bidding there.
Exactly, and well pointed out there. I have to ask you this because Ari Page is one of our longtime viewers, has thrown it in the chat. So we're going to ask you and put you on the spot for this one. I promise you it's pretty harmless.
Let me have it.
Can we ask the NOS boss, and he specifically said the NOS boss, how he finds living in Halifax? For anyone that doesn't know, Halifax is out east in Canada, where we are right now. It's absolutely gorgeous. And if he and the family are considering a move to Ontario or Alberta, or even the US.
I absolutely love Nova Scotia. You couldn't drag me out of there. I love visiting. I'm here for 2-3 days for an investing conference, and by then I'll kind of miss my quiet in the woods. And just like anything, the grass is always greener. When I'm out there, I'm like, man, I want to go to New York. I want to go to Toronto where there's like that energy and action. And, you know, I walked here from King Street, so it was like a 30-minute walk. There's people everywhere. And if I walk 30 minutes around my house, I just get worried about bears. So the grass is always greener, but I love the quiet life.
Well, I'll tell you this right now. For those that don't know, my older brother lives in Halifax. He moved out there like well over a decade ago. And
He's never coming back.
No.
I know that ship has sailed.
So when are you coming out? When get the whole office out here and
look. I'm the hilarious thing about this. I'm literally flying to Halifax on Saturday.
Oh.
Because I took Monday off and I just haven't seen my brother in a while. So if I haven't seen him in a while, sometimes I just go up there for the weekend to see my nephews and spend some time. And then my daughter, she gets to see her cousins. So we're going to be up there for just the weekend. I'm coming back on Monday. But Halifax is on a list of places that I would find it nice to retire to. Mm-hmm. It would probably take some convincing for my wife. Because all of her family's in Ontario.
Oh yeah.
Like for me, like my immediate family is here, but then they spend half their time in Halifax because that's where my brother is. So my parents are there right now. Like they're retired. They just go back and forth. But there you have it. Mr. Nas, he'll visit, but he's staying in Halifax because it's absolutely amazing. But David, that's a good one. I don't know if you was a perfect Julian for Halloween in 2015. Great show. You guys are probably Trailer Park Boys. What they've learned about in Canada is not. I love the Trailer Park Boys. Canada is not all about hockey and the Trailer Park Boys, although it is a fantastic show.
And filmed 5-minute drive from my house, just right up the road in the park there. So yeah, that's. Well, most people, they hear Halifax and Nova Scotia, the Trailer Park Boys inevitably comes up. So
obviously, I know we only have a few minutes to go. It's like 4:25 already, apparently. Michael, look, we know there's Fed this week.
Yeah.
We talked a little bit about crypto. I know you're here for a conference. My question to you is, if you care to share, pick up anything interesting at said conference? Any thoughts you want to share with us?
Already. Well, we've got. I guess meme coin experts are now a thing. So we have a couple well-dressed people who have spent their study in meme coins. So if that's becoming a whole industry, I think that's something we need to look at. They were actually talking about the pump.fun token, which recently hit all-time highs. And through that, I looked like a great chart to me.
So you're saying the pump?
It'd just be pump.fun. And this was, like with most coins,
where is it?
When this one launched, it just kind of completely collapsed. Yeah, that's the chart right there. And now we're getting back through that highs. And this, to me, we talk about buying smiley faces all the time. A little bit too overextended in the short term, but maybe we come back and test that launch high, and maybe I'm going to get involved there. It's interesting we're seeing that. And then also a lot of Tesla talk today with that small buy. Yeah. Which $1 billion, it's funny to say it's a small buy, but relative to his net worth,
it's a drop in the bucket.
It's nothing.
But it's a drop in the bucket for Elon Musk, but it's not like the extra $1 billion worth of buy action in over a short period of time, like he was buying it, gets you that 8% move on Friday. Like that's the thing people are forgetting. Like yes, Tesla does a ton of volume, everybody, but if you take all the regular volume that just sort of happens in a general sense and then throw in Elon's buy on Friday, that's how you get the explosive action you see. Like nobody saw that move coming. Even if you were in a long, it just didn't make any sense other than someone is accumulating here and maybe doing so in the not sophisticated way. What I find interesting about that is when the buy isn't spaced out, what that kind of tells you. Like to me, it's like, okay, well, Elon wanted no part of spreading this out. He's like, I need to get it all in a day.
Well, and you guys talked about it. I heard before I came on. It's simply to make a headline, right? That's all he wants is he wants to get everyone shaken up and talk about the company and saying, maybe Optimus did something or something like that, which I don't think is the case at all. I think this was basically just. I don't know, maybe he's a closet technician. He saw the breakout of the wedge. I see you have it drawn here. And he wanted to add a little fuel to the fire. The other thing to keep in mind that this is the worst performing Mag 7 stock over a couple of years. So a lot of people, they did a little poll of the audience. And again, this is a lot of technicians and quants and things like that. And a lot of people were saying $1,000 isn't completely off the table, which they did the math. And hilariously, that would be $4.2 trillion. So it hits that.
Of course
it would. So maybe he's trying to force that $4.2 trillion mark to get hit, but it's also very shorted. It's a big short float, so maybe he's trying to shake the trees there as well. We know Elon vehemently argues and hates shorts, so maybe he's just trying to put the squeeze to some shorts, see if it can take out that all-time high.
Well, I think the first and last point are the big ones there. It was in a breakout technically, let's be real. Was it? Well, 3 points. The breakout technically, the fact it was underperforming, and the shorts. Because oftentimes we get wrapped up in this, the stock has a 20% short float or a 40% short float or some gigantic number, but then you remember from a notional standpoint, Tesla having a 2 or 3% short float is gigantic.
Well, considering the free float is way smaller than the float number because Elon owns a whole chunk of it, and we know he's not selling.
He ain't selling. Well, at least we think he's not selling.
Unless he needs to buy another social media company, I guess.
Well, you never really know. But that's really cool. See that? Look at that. Was that already there? He's like, so we have I don't have the site up right now. So Fabian has it where we can look at what the crowd or what our viewers are, what symbols they're looking at the most. They just type in $. So like I would put in like $. Tesla into the chat. And if you do the $, then Tesla usually will drop down there. And then it keeps track. We have a website that keeps track of what the most interesting names are according to our viewers throughout the day. So we always have a bit of a channel check as to what people are watching the most.
Really,
now we can throw this up behind us because we have this, I mean, it's just a black wall, as you guys can tell. But we can throw this up as if it was a green screen. OPTT. So we are going to have, I mean, Michael, this is going to be like all a ridiculous. It's going to be nuts. I don't want to spoil too much, but it's going to be pretty pimp on this.
I had a chat with Brendan, and like I was literally here. It felt like a couple months ago, and then you guys blew up the whole place. And I've heard the plans, and for the viewers, it's going to be awesome.
So the next time you come here, it is going to be vastly different. Like it looks different now, but you won't even be able to recognize the space.
Oh, it's going to be
awesome. Next time you're here, like this desk isn't supposed to be here. We're going to be pushed back. That entire back is getting blown out. And then wait till you see what's on that wall. Even I can't wait for it.
Measures around here, eh? All or nothing.
Well, pretty much. You know how it goes. I mean, we're thankful to have had you around for quite some time now, and that's the thing. Like we're lucky to have a great community. We're lucky to have people like Michael. Experts like Michael to be able to come in and opine a little bit, be a good friend to the show, and sort of keep the journey going for us as we're always just trying to grow.
I love being here, and I was talking to Brendan too. I think I was originally coming on when you guys were at like 30,000 subscribers, which is still big, but just nothing compared to. I remember it was during COVID, and then over the years, it's awesome what you guys have accomplished so far, and the plans that you guys got going for more and more. It sounds so great.
And it looks like I just saw Tesla's still the #1 thing people are. It was Tesla pretty much all day long. I think it led from the wire as the most talked about ticker, which shouldn't be any surprise, but it's one of these cool features.
With the last minute, I'm going to put you on the spot right now.
Okay.
Was that candle in Tesla, was that a blow off top for the next couple of days? Are you looking to short this one tomorrow? Because I was looking at that, a big gap up, and the gap up failed.
So I'll tell you why the answer. There's an even better reason why the answer is yes. I had short this afternoon, but that was through it broke down 410 for a little bit of a breakdown trade. But look where not only did it have a blow off candle, but look where the resistance was right at 10 o'clock, and then right through 11 o'clock as well, 420.
Of course.
So the way I see it, I'm playing it over under 420.
Yeah.
Like if it can't hold over 420. I'm thinking short into 420 tomorrow. Yep. If it breaks out above 420, I'm not fighting this stock if it retakes that level. But it does. It looked like a temporary blow off top with all the volume that we got.
Yep.
But also the fact that, like, psychologically, I don't care whether it's a thing or not. It just seems to be a thing with this number and Elon and Tesla.
He's got his own bot program to trade around it, I'm sure. Why not?
But as long as the market respects it, it's like a technical.
Yeah.
If the market seems to respect it, then as a day trader, I'm not going to ignore it. That's the way I want to approach it.
Well, there you go. So I didn't get to stump you. You didn't get to stump me. We'll cycle back next week for another round. How about that?
Yeah. Well, we'll always try to. I mean, I'm the one that tries to stump you. One of these weeks, I'm going to get Michael with a question. He's just going to throw his hands up and he'll be all frustrated. He's going to storm off. He'll jump off Zoom, and I'll be like, "Gotcha." No, it'll pretty much never happen. But thank you for coming on through, Michael. Always a pleasure having you. You'll get to sit here while I do a little something to wrap things up because Adara's not going to be here. No, big shout out to thank you for Adara's dad for stepping on through. That was amazing to be able to meet him, and certainly you can see the apple does not fall far from the tree. Pretty sharp and pretty funny dude himself. So it's roll call time, everybody. And if you don't know what that is, then you haven't been here. And if you want to be part of roll call, jump in the chat right now. Throw something in there like a thank you, Michael, maybe a symbol that you like. A shout out to Fabian, Ramin, Andre. A shout out to Brendo, to Sean, Obi, Joe, of course, Sharif. And thank you, Obi, for filling in for him. To Michael Noss, our special guest. Just throw it in the chat. But to be a part of the chat, you have to be a subscriber. So hit the sub. If you haven't done so, hit the like. Jump in the chat. Let's get some roll call action. And I'll start it with Day Trader Cut saying, what up to the Nos boss? We got Mike Peter Ryder, Dinkelberg, CompuCare team, Rescue and Renew with Jason Reynolds. Why not? Artemis in there, Garrett Morris, Bobby. We got iFast Trades. I love it. It's like iShow Speeds, iFast Trades. That is a fantastic one. Charlene, Jaguar Nut, Nitish Doobie in the chat, Tay2 certified. We've got Grunfeld, Pelican, Roger Noonan, Durarte Gordon, Sylvie, Gustav Brendis. We've also got Never Always Ever. That's a good one. Danny Dollars, Sean Varland, Real Johnson, and we got Gorav in the chat. We got Speedy B747, Rivian Millionaire. What up, Joseph Schmo, Relaj de Relojas, Mr. Singh in the chat. We got a day in the life of Tomcat XSL. T-Man, Scott Mode, Dr. JD Voice. Who else we got in here? Daryl Flinch. Hey, Daryl, what up, brother? It's been a while. Daryl, long-time viewer. We appreciate you. I'll end it with that one because that's a blast from the past. Daryl has been watching us as long as you've been on this show. I can tell you. I hope all is well, Daryl. Pleasure to see you. We have the best community out there, and the best part about Trader TV Live, we get to do it all again tomorrow morning. We got the Fed this week, although not till Wednesday. We got some Tesla to trade tomorrow, so make sure you get your rest. We'll see you bright and early. This is Michael Noss, our good friend. I'm Neil. We've been brought to you by Beta Pro by Globex. We're Trader TV Live, and we'll see you tomorrow morning.
Yeah.